Oh, hi. How's everybody doing tonight? First, I want to start by thanking everybody for all your hosts: Cos, Knock2, Phoenix, Nice Guy, Carnage, Sinister in the House, Strike in the House, Daddy Warbucks, of course. Um, and let's see, General Andrews, Hi Ghost. Punk Rock, thank you guys all so much for the host. You guys are freaking amazing. As you know, this is a very special interview tonight. With me, I have ZHECK, the founder of CGN. Um, yeah, woo woo, that's absolutely right. So I want to start out by putting this in here. Make sure that you guys all follow Z, and there's all of his websites there listed. And of course, here is our links to CGN. Make sure that you guys follow us on CGN. If you're not a member, make sure that you do sign up. So, Z, how are you tonight?
I'm doing wonderful.
Fantastic. Tell everybody, where are you from?
Okay, so where am I from? Well, currently I reside in the lower part of Kentucky. I'm in a little bitty town that nobody's ever heard of. It's like an old market village, and the only thing here is a small train depot. The, I mean, it's so bad that the population is probably around 200 for the entire 40 miles.
That's funny. So, how many cops do you have in this town?
Maybe 4.
Oh,
I don't
wow,
know.
you have more than I do. We only have two in ours, and they take turns.
Yeah.
That's funny. Why don't you? What's up, Unseen? How are you doing, Un? Oh crap, he's here. Um, what made you get into gaming?
Okay, yeah, this is a. I started gaming when I was about 5. And really, my parents got me into it. They bought me a system. I didn't know anything about games at the time. And it was a PlayStation 1. And I had Spyro the Dragon and Crash Bandicoot. Like, that was.
My favorites.
I know, that was my first 2 games. And I played them for literally 2 years because they didn't buy me any other games. Like, those were my 2 games. So I played them. And it's funny that I spent so much time playing them that I learned everything about them, and I got so much into it that by the time I was old enough to really understand what was going on or what I was doing, um, I was starting to pick up my own games. I was playing, I was seeing other stuff. I started to see magazines and, local stores, Walmart, places like that. And strategy guides were like big things back then. Strategy guides were the most talked about thing at the time. So everybody was picking up these strategy guides. My friends that were going to school were having them. I was starting to see them now, so I started getting into them as well. And I got into games from that. I've actually been a PlayStation player since, well, I guess since the beginning, really. I mean, I had a Nintendo, but I didn't really play it too often. So I consistently stuck to Sony, and now I own all the consoles, so it doesn't really matter.
You're like, it doesn't really matter. It's all good.
Yeah.
What's your favorite console? PlayStation?
I'm going to go with PlayStation, only because it was like what I started with. And though I really enjoy things from Nintendo, I mean, I've been a big Nintendo fan because I was a platformer. I like Spyro the Dragon, I like Crash Bandicoot, I like Mario because, hey, how can you get better than a platformer like Mario, Donkey Kong, some of those great, kid-related games, and that's what I was stuck to and glued to
Right.
since the beginning.
Makes perfect sense. I completely forgot to open this up, guys. Sorry. I forgot to open up the queue for interviews. Oopsies, my bad. That NES life, though, right? Um, so you've been playing since you were 5, and you already said what your first games were. How long did it take you to beat them?
To beat them,
Hmm.
I don't think I ever beat the first Spyro the Dragon. I know I beat Crash Bandicoot, but I never beat the first Spyro the Dragon, only because I was so young. I don't think I even knew how to beat the game. Like when I said I've spent those 2 years literally playing just Crash and Spyro the Dragon, I spent 2 years playing Spyro the Dragon, probably in the artisan world only. Like, because I didn't even know how to go elsewhere. I was so lost in the game itself, I didn't really follow the story, and I didn't give a shit for it anyway. I was a young kid. I just wanted to run around.
Right. That's funny. And I'll see I got a PS3, and you met my 7-year-old earlier.
Right.
I downloaded from the PlayStation Store all of the Spyros and all of the Crashes minus
Oh.
Crash Kart, and that's what she was talking about, was that she got this egg or whatever, and like she's a huge gamer. It's awesome to see that. So I know exactly where you're coming from. How did you feel when you beat Crash? Do you remember?
Okay, so the first time I actually beat the game, I can't even really remember it that well. First time I actually beat the game, but I do remember beating it is Crash Bandicoot 2 had actually released at this time. And that was the only reason I sat down and beat it, was because I was afraid at then, which I was probably only 8, that if I did not beat the first one, my parents would not buy me the second one.
Mm.
I really didn't think they would, so I was like, I have to beat it. If I don't, they won't buy it for me. So I have to.
That's funny. Like Ghost is like, I'm gonna play them all. That's funny. Yeah. And Ghost has seen many times my kid come running in here. Mom, I have like 12 eggs left to get, and I'm like, good job, kid. So like I never played when I was little, so it's cool for me to see her developing all of this gamer
Right.
thing. And I don't know if you ever saw the picture that I posted on Twitter of her passed out on the couch with the controller in her hand, and it says, "This is the future of Twitch."
You go.
All right, that's awesome. So tell me, Z, what is your all-time favorite game? Like,
Dynasty Warriors.
what's that about?
Dynasty Warriors is a Japanese game created by Kotekmo.
Mm.
And essentially, it's based on the three kingdoms in China, where they all fought for control of China back like during the 400s to 800 AD. It's a great game. I love it. I mean, it's been around since PlayStation 1, and that's when I first picked it up, was when it came out for PlayStation 1, and now we're on 8 or 9. The However, I can say this: though Dynasty Warriors is my favorite series and it will always be like close to my heart, I am a big fan of GTA, and not for the multiplayer, for the stories alone.
Right.
I'm a story-based person. I got started with stories and I can't get off of them. So
So
that's what
were you a Tomb Raider fan too?
Oh yeah, I was a Tomb Raider fan, but I didn't play Tomb Raider as a young kid. Because I guess parents just didn't buy me Tomb Raider when I was a young kid. So I didn't play it until I got, a teenager. And by that point it's like, this is really fun. I enjoy Tomb Raider. I wish I had played it when it was released, but I didn't. So, it was it's still like I missed out on all those years. Even when a new game comes out, I still feel like I've missed out on all those opportunities back then.
Right. I understand. Tomb Raider was one of my favorites. That's why I was asking.
Mhm.
Because the Spyro and Crash, those were my favorites. And then, of course, the Tomb Raider was amazing. So,
Tomb Raider's a great game.
oh yeah, yeah. Especially with her little pointy boobs in the original ones, and she, as graphics developed, so did she. Tell me, how did you learn about Twitch?
Good question. So I had actually already started a website years ago. So like before I even finished high school, I was building websites, and I was building little gaming clans, little gaming groups. We were playing video games, and Twitch was Justin.tv at the time. That's when I learned about it, and I really didn't care for it. I didn't at all. I just saw it as a very odd thing. Like, I wouldn't watch somebody play video games. Like, I want to play the game myself. Why would I see somebody else do it? But as time goes on, you're like, I don't want to be left out. Maybe it's not like a peer pressure that everybody pushed you into it, but it was you have to go check it out because everybody's talking about it. So when I went and checked it out for the first time, I was like, this is really neat. I now understand what I've been missing. I didn't understand it before. I just thought it was people playing games, and now I've come to realize that this isn't just games. These are entertainers. Like, these are our actors from 10 to 15 years from now. You
Right.
see it within the industry that as it becomes bigger and bigger and more people get connected to it, you see the people move more towards these YouTubers and Twitch streamers than they watch television sometimes. I know television is still the second largest entertainment industry out there, with gaming still being the third, but think about that. Gaming is now the third largest entertainment industry and has the possibility of passing television, not within the next 2 years or anything, but definitely
Eventually,
down the
yes.
road.
Absolutely. PVT Dirt 47, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the Safe Zone.
Thank you
Please
for the
make
follow.
sure that you follow my partner Ghost GT 27. Without him, none of this would be possible. And also, tonight with me, I have ZHECK, the founder of CGN. So hopefully you give him a follow as well. Here's his information. And Fate, thank you so much for the host. You're amazing. Crawling out of those freaking corners of my bushes and shit to host. That's funny. So you've been on Twitch since the very beginning, then, huh?
Yeah, essentially. I mean, I wasn't as dedicated to it as I am now, obviously, but Justin.tv was essentially my start. I knew about it. I had an account. I didn't really use it. I watched it when somebody told me I basically had to, and not really had to, but when somebody came to me and said, hey, watch my stream, it's like, okay, fine, I'll do it. But as time went on, you become more enthralled with it as it grows larger, and you decide, hey, maybe this is something I'd like to do. Because I'm still young. So when Justin.tv was out, I still had this high school mentality, like, all I want to do right now is go to school and talk to people and hang out with my friends. Let's go hang out at the ballpark or something. Like, that was my plans at the time. And I was playing sports. I didn't have time for anything else. Like, that was my life. And as you grow older, you start to realize maybe I need to come up with an idea to take care of myself for the next 60 years. And that's where it's like, well, what do you like to do? And gaming is what I like to do. So let's make it into something. Let's make a career out of it.
That's amazing. So I know we talked about this a little bit earlier, but what prompted you to start CGN?
This is a good question, and it's been asked a few times, and I think every time it's been asked, I've kind of given a different answer because there's no real answer as to how it got started. But me and Unseen Proof, Trayman, the other founder of the website, by the way, we used to play games together. One of them was PS Home at the time, and it was kind of like this assortment of people coming together in a virtual world where we would play games with one another and talk to one another and had little apartments and things like that. It's kind of like Second Life, but on PlayStation. And we kind of got personally connected back then. Everyone had their little groups, their fams, their friends. That's just what you did. And I was building websites at the time. I decided this game is sooner or later going to end. Like, we knew that. Sony had come to us and said, when the PS4 comes out, we are not porting this game. Like, this game is done. We're not going to do it anymore. You all need to find something else. And it's like, okay, we have to find something else. So at the time, we saw it coming. I started making, I'd already had a website from the time where we were doing things with PS Home. Grand Theft Auto 5 had just come out. Bunch of other games. We were all kind of a little community. Then as it all came to a close, we decided it's time to do something different. And a bunch of people on the website at the time decided to leave. So because the game we were playing at the time was gone, we wanted to they wanted to move on to different games, we didn't really want to leave the website. We enjoyed it. They enjoyed games. We enjoyed the website. So we took the website and said, how do we focus it around gamers? And I was working with a guy, Steven, at the time, and we started building the idea of CGN. Steven kind of fell off, and before Steven fell off, Unseen Proof came in, or Trey, he came in within like 2 to 3 weeks during that transition, and we've been working on it ever since. And we just continue to build it up bigger and better to help to bring gamers together like they haven't been, before.
That's awesome. So, why don't you tell me a little bit about CGN?
Okay. Well, CGN is a social network for gamers, and the best way to explain it is if you're on Twitter, if you're on Facebook, those are social networks. These are places where people come together and connect with one another. Facebook is more of a personal thing. You connect through friends. Twitter is more impersonal. You connect through followers. CGN is a combination of basically those two ideas, the ability to connect gamers together, but only gamers. It's for gamers. I should just say only gamers. Anyone's free to join, but it's the idea of connecting gamers and content creators within the gaming industry together, bringing all these people, putting them into one place and say, here, this is your place to talk with one another, to make your friends, to do those types of things that you would do on Facebook and Twitter, but they don't create the outlets that are specific for gamers. They don't show off your Twitch streams. They don't show off your YouTube videos. That stuff's not there because that's not what they're trying to achieve. That's what we are trying to achieve. So the goal is to continuously make it to that point where it is large enough to be the home for gamers to come together and connect with one another.
That's amazing. What exactly makes CGN different than any other gaming community site?
Oh, well, I mean, I guess the fact that we're trying to be a social network would be, but a lot of gaming community sites, and I guess you could just see over the years, it's always been based on a lack of understanding, is how I'm going to say it. For over the past few years, a gaming community by itself would always start off with 4 or 5 people getting together, and then they would make a website. But that website was never built by some developer or somebody who was, really tech internet savvy, who did all those things, who worked within the industry. It was always just, we're going to go find someone else to build it for us, and we're going to try and keep it alive for as long as we can, but we're not going to have any real basis to run off of. Most of the communities, they'll have their forums, they'll have their homepage, they've got their group of people that talk to one another, but then, like we were talking earlier, that group gets too big, and your website can no longer contain more than just that. So you have to expand, but the people don't have the mindset to expand it further, to open it up to more and more people. So it slowly caves in upon itself. The drama starts, the tension between others as you get to know them more personally. And then they all disperse and they make a brand new website. And it's like this never-ending tree of new websites molding from other websites that have fallen off in the past. And they continue to get smaller and smaller. Their audiences get smaller. They build them on just one game or just one idea, and then that game disappears, and it's like I'm not there anymore. Like, this is, where do I go from here? I'm lost. So CGN can continue to evolve with the times, and I think that's the best thing about it, is it will constantly upgrade. It'll constantly be there for somebody, even within a position that they say, I'm a Pokemon Go player. 9 years from now, we don't know if Pokemon Go is still going to be around, but there will be a group on CGN for Pokemon Go people to get together and talk with one another. So you always have that opportunity, and I think that's what really sets us apart from just other communities. And a community, because we are a community in the fact that we are so personally connected, and that has to deal with me and Trey constantly connecting with our members.
Right.
So a lot of people say, you guys are almost like a stream team, or you're like a community group, or a team, or something like that. And They're right in the aspect that we are just so closely connected to one another, even though we are this social network idea that's very impersonal. We've made it very personal. So it's confusing. It's brand new, and it's going to take some time for people really understand it in depth, like I guess we do, because it's our ideas and it's not something that you can just throw out there and say it's a remake of this. It
Right.
doesn't work.
Makes perfect sense. So, Fate, to answer your question, the CGN post that I did, unreliable, thank you so much for the host. You're amazing. The CGN link that I posted has both Ghost and I's CGN um, links on it. If you click on that, that'll take you straight to um, a sign up page where you could sign up, and then you can connect with all of us. Come back here and make sure that you follow us there too, so that you can read our feeds and everything like that. Um,
Mhm.
so talking about how it's a social network, I have to say I really love how when you sign up for CGN and you're setting up your profile, you have all of the different social networks that people can link to you on.
Right.
What made you do that?
Okay, so that was actually spontaneous. We really didn't have that intention to be able to connect all those profiles. It was just the profiles were set up, and I wanted people who were visiting my profile to see specific things on my own profile. It was very selfish of me. I did it only for myself, and then I expanded it. um, but that was the reason I built it, was just to showcase my own stuff. And then when I did, I thought, oh, maybe this should be available to everybody, because it would kind of make sense. People want other people to view their profiles, or later on they will. So I'm going to make that available. And when I did, more and more people are asking for different things. It's like, hey, we all have Discord channels now. So it's like, we would like a custom profile field for our Discord channels. I said, absolutely no problem. We've got Twitter and Facebook and everything else. Why not connect your Discord channel to it as well? So as time goes on, we just keep connecting more and more stuff to it.
Right.
And and I think that's great, because that gives the people the ability to see everything related to you, because there are so many websites out there anymore that if you don't have one centralized place to see all your content, you don't know where to look. And every gamer could create their own website, but if they did that, there would be billions of websites out there that have absolutely no traffic, and it wouldn't help anyone.
Exactly. And I have to say too, one of the things that I really like about your own personal feed is when someone goes to your channel on CGN, they don't just see the stuff that you've posted in CGN, but over on the right hand side, you also have their Twitter feed too.
Yeah,
Is that available for like Facebook feeds too, or is it just Twitter that you have that connected to?
at the moment, it is just a Twitter feed.
Hmm.
But we are in the process of the 4.0 update. I was kind of explaining that
Right,
earlier.
right.
And that's going to evolve a lot more. I'm not going to talk about everything, because I don't want to kind of like get everyone's hopes up and then they go and look at it later and they say, oh, it's not exactly the way he explained it. Well, no, because I haven't even seen it myself, because I'm the one building it. So it's it's going to evolve even more, and it's going to make things a lot more user friendly and streamlined.
Right.
Because as of right now, the biggest complaint is that when they sign up, they are sometimes confused. Even though, you send people the automated message that kind of explains the website when they first sign up, or or they take their time to scan around, which obviously there's going to be some people that are always confused. That makes perfect sense. But it can be easier, and the goal is to make it easier. So
I gotcha. That makes perfect sense. Because I've had quite a few people have said, "Oh, I don't like CGN because it's not user friendly," and I'm like, "Well, you
mhm,
need to play with it just like anything else. I mean, when you first got your first smartphone, it wasn't user friendly until you sat down and played with
right,
it. So if you sit down and play with CGN's website, you're gonna get to know it a little bit more." And I noticed something new the other day too that I had no idea that CGN even offered this. But when you and I were talking about the page that my partner Ghost made, for us to post on Twitter. The little, the little, what is it called?
Group pages?
No, no, no. The puzzle piece on the top of your personal chat.
Oh, the ability to like
Yes,
call one another and
yes, to
send
call
files.
and voice
Yeah.
and the whole video chat. Hi, Moneybag. When did you start that? Like, how long has
Well,
that been an option?
it's been well, it hasn't. It's been there maybe 2 months, but it's a constant update.
Mm,
As I hear more, I try to make it even more user friendly. So as I tell people, if you don't like CGN now, wait 2 weeks and come back because it's probably going to be different then.
right, right. So, what other features does the CGN website
Have coming?
offer? Yeah, well, no, well, like right this minute, what does it offer to the streamers?
Ooh, to the streamers. So we kind of had a problem actually.
Okay.
Um, we had the streaming system that was open to every single member that joined the website,
Mm-hmm.
and then we got limited. We got told we could have no more than 5,000 because it pulled too much from the servers.
Right.
Not our servers, Twitch servers. They said, that's your max, stay there. And we said, oh, okay, well, we've kind of already reached that number. And they said, then you have to stop. So we had to rebuild it in a process that where you earn points for being active on the website, making posts, getting likes on your post, commenting on other people's content, submitting videos, anything that you basically do on CGN, you earn points. And you can use those points to feature yourself in the streaming system. You can also connect your Twitch and or any kind of stream that you have available to your profile. So, I mean, that was already available, but the streaming system is like a big portion that is directly for streams only. Now it's become a point system where you feature yourself on it using your points. However, in the 4.0 update, everybody, and I say everybody, I'm not just gonna, it's not gonna be exclusive, you're not gonna have to get a post or anything like that. Every single member will be able to add their streams back on registration.
Awesome. That's amazing. And you have on, like, when you first go into like the main page, you have a
Mm.
featured streamer on the front of it too, don't you?
We do, every second of the day.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you choose the featured streamer?
So it's actually, we have the Streamer of the Week competition every
Mm-hmm.
week where you nominate yourself and then we actually have the voting, which is going on now, started today. So you can go vote for Streamer of the Week if you want. Um, and the winner gets put on the homepage every time they are live. If they're not live, obviously I can't put them on the homepage.
Right.
But if they're live, they get placed directly on the homepage all week long because they won Streamer of the Week. Now, when they're not live, everybody else can get put on the homepage. And I would say it's random later. When 4.0 releases, it's going to be totally random. But as of right now, people are using their points to feature themselves within the streaming system. So it's everybody that's featured who gets put up on the homepage, if that makes sense.
That's brilliant.
Right.
That's absolutely brilliant. Okay, so I love going on CGN raids.
Yeah.
I absolutely love the CGN raids, and everybody in the safe zone, you guys know that we raid every single night. When you're a member of CGN, they raid too. Tell me about the CGN raids that you have available, or that you guys do.
Right. So this was an idea that Trayman came up with. Was when we first started the website, he wanted to raid streamers. He was like, we've got all these people on the website, we've got all these people connected to us. Why can't we get these streamers to come together and help one another? And I said, well, the reason we can't do that right now is because we're not big enough. That was the excuse back then. We're not big enough. As we got bigger, obviously it became an option. And we had to figure out a good way to do it. As I was saying earlier, we started where our times would switch every week. One week it would be 3 p.m. and 8 p.m. Next week it would be 1 p.m. and 4 p.m. or something. You never knew. Every single week it would change. and it didn't work. We had to change the times to a standard time that always happens at the exact same moment. And it became Monday through Friday, we're going to rate at 3 p.m. and 8 p.m. EST. And we keep that schedule because if we don't, people will get confused and then we won't have as many people to our raids, which we want to bring as many people as we can because we want to give back to the community. That was kind of the whole purpose. We have the community there. We want to give back to the people who are helping. So in order to give back to them, we get as many people on the website to come and support them as we can. And not just that, but it's a great opportunity to meet people you may have never seen before. That's what I like to tell people about it now is like, you may have never watched this streamer. This streamer may have been on CGN for over a year, but you may have never taken the time to check them out. I'm giving you that opportunity in a fun way, a fun way to meet these people and to do something silly while you're at it. The challenges are always funny. They're never, some are sometimes serious, but most of the time we try and come up with the funniest, most craziest thing that we can to throw at them. Like earlier we asked Z, or well, his name is Z, but it's EXIZ. We rated him and we told him to draw a Pikachu with his eyes closed. And if he drew it well enough, we would give him points to use in the store. But if it wasn't well enough, he wasn't going to get any points. So he really took his time and tried his best, and we threw it on Twitter and told everyone to vote. And of course, the community said absolutely, it looks pretty good. We're going to give him the points for it.
Yeah, I love the challenges. I think they're so funny. I like the guy tonight. You were like, yeah, no, you have to kill three people without dying. He's like, yeah, I'll just go ahead and kill three of these little
Kill the
minions.
minions, right? Yeah.
And you're like, no, 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 no. You got to
No.
go kill the big dogs. You're not going to kill these little measly things. Yeah. I think another one of them was stay alive for 5 minutes or something. And didn't the chick go hide in a room and close the doors? And we're like, no, you need to go out where the bad guys
It was
are. Yeah, I think it's
yeah,
great.
run around, survive for 5 minutes while only watching your Twitch stream. With that terrible 30-second delay, try and survive. I mean,
Yeah,
it's not really even possible, but they make it sometimes. If you
she
run
did it.
enough, you'll get away.
Yeah, yeah, she did it. She really ended up just running around in circles, didn't
Yeah.
she?
Hmm.
And then as soon as she looked at it, there was like a zombie right in front of her or something. It was pretty funny. But I love the challenges. And you give out 500 raid points or CGN store points. Tell me about the CGN
Do.
store.
Okay, so the CGN store was made out of the reason we had to switch our streaming system. We couldn't have any more in there anymore. So we had to come up with some kind of system so people could add their streams back to it, but not have everybody. And that's where the points came into play. We started this point system. You used your points to feature yourself in the streams. Feature your streams so, you would be on CGN and people would see you. Then we thought, well, maybe people don't want to use their points for their streams. Maybe they want to use it on something else. So we started adding more items to the store that people could buy using their points. And now we've got, the we've got free Steam games. We get Steam games from one of our partners, and they give us, tons of Steam games. We have tons of them to hand out, by the way. We've got like 8,000. So if anybody is out there who needs a Steam game, come to CGN, save up your points, and buy them because we will hand them to you. We've got a lot to hand away. We've only got 4 more months to hand them all away before we just have to hand them away entirely.
What happens in 4 months?
Well, in 4 months, we're going to get more.
Well, so I guess I need to start using my points then, huh?
Yeah.
How do you check your points on CGN website?
You can check them from your profile,
Mm.
or you can go to the rewards page and it'll tell you exactly how many you have.
See, because I've never even checked to even see if I have points.
Oh yeah, if you've ever made a post on CGN, you earn points.
Oh,
It's
I
that's
post all the time on
5.
there. And Zach, thank you so much for the follow. Make sure that you follow my partner Ghost
Thank you for the
GT27.
follow.
Without him, it would not be possible. Once you follow him, you can use the shout out commands, the shout me, the fuck me. I'm CGN. You could use all those commands. Join in on the giveaways. You can earn points. Get in on your own interview. Tonight I have with me ZHECK for all of you guys that are just joining us.
Ooh.
He is the founder of CGN. So here in a few minutes, I'm going to open the floor up to you guys so that you guys can ask whatever questions you have for Z. So make sure you guys get those ready. Um, and what all kind of merchandise do you guys provide? Like, do you just do like apparel, or do you do like mouse pads, or
Well, we do actually. Let me actually bring up the store because there's a lot in there.
okay?
So
Yeah, let
I want to
us
make sure
know.
I got it all.
I have
While I'm
200 points. Thanks, Punk.
Um, we have been opening it up to more and more items because we get it. We started like finally printing stuff on apparel. So we've got tote bags, we've got umbrellas, we've got varsity jackets, we've got hoodies, long sleeve t-shirts, we've got pillowcases, mouse
Nice.
pads, coffee mugs, beer mugs, iPhone cases, iPad cases, Android cases, Samsung Galaxy cases, you name it, we probably have it. I mean, and if we don't have it, we can get it made. So,
That's brilliant. That's absolutely brilliant. Yeah, I absolutely love that. I actually might have to order a shirt so I can wear it because I wear them all the time. I wear stuff like that all the time.
we have a beautiful baseball T-shirt. I always tell people to get that one because I,
Yeah,
I like I like three-quarter sleeves. I don't know what it is. I'm odd. I have to have like a weird fashion, so three-quarter sleeves is my favorite thing.
that's awesome. Thank you, Zach, so much for the kind words. We hope that you enjoy the safe zone, and also make sure that you check Z out on CGN. And if you're not a member of CGN, make sure that you do sign up for CGN. We have a timer that runs all the time, so if that pops up again, I'm sorry. I don't know if it'll pop up because I already posted it, but still. But here's Z's information. Wait, wrong freaking page. Aw, thanks, Moneybags. Let's see if I can spell right. There you go. There's all of his sites. Make sure
Oh
that you check
my.
them out. Oh my. Oh my, indeed. I love it. Yeah. And there's our sponsor, Punk's Paracord. Make sure that you guys do check out Punk's Paracord. She makes some of the coolest paracord stuff. This is the Safe Zone one. I can't wait to get an updated one with the new Safe Zone logo on it. That'd be amazing. Um, Now let's see. How do you choose the people that you raid?
Well, it's not a very complex system. I mean, I know a lot of people, they're probably like, "Oh, there's some crazy No, it's not. It's essentially who is live when we're about to raid. I mean, that is basically what it boils down to. We
Right.
go to raid at 8 p.m., we check who's live, we see someone and say, "Hey, we haven't raided them yet. Let's go raid them." We go raid them. Turns out well, we may raid them again. Doesn't turn out too well. Uh, well, you at least got your one raid.
All right. See, and I know we talked about that a little bit earlier, and I keep a
Yeah.
list of everybody that Ghost and I have rated in the safe zone. Zach, why don't you try the exclamation point fuck me command because sometimes the shout me takes a few minutes to work. So use the other one if you could here. Yeah, use that one, and that way you can shout yourself out. Yay. Um, let's see what else I was gonna ask you. Yeah. Anyway, we keep a list of everybody so that I know who all we've followed and stuff,
Right.
and who we would go back to again and who we wouldn't and stuff like that. Um, and you said you don't keep a list.
I don't keep a
That you
list.
just know everybody. Like you must have one of those brilliant minds.
No, I wouldn't think so. I mean, when you run every single raid, or almost every single raid, basically, you come to know just about everybody you've raided, and you remember their reactions. Even like before you go to raid somebody, you'll say to yourself, "Did I raid this person before?" And then you'll think back and say, "Yeah, I did. I remember their reaction. It wasn't that good, or maybe it was that good." They always give you some kind of tell to know if it have I rated this person before or not? It's pretty simple to remember because you can remember what you did. And the challenges make things like that easier because when you give somebody a challenge and you remember how they performed that challenge, then you remember, oh yeah, I did rate that person. I mean, it would probably be a lot easier to just write them down, but I don't know. I don't do that.
Alex ST, thank you so much for the follow. I'm not even going to try to say that. Welcome to the Safe Zone. Make sure that you follow my partner, Ghost GT27, as he is the other half, and without him, none of this would be possible. So, let's see. And Rob, what's going on? How are you tonight? So I know you and I talked about this, and I already know the answer to this question, but I want you to tell everybody the answer to this question too. What do you do besides game and CGN?
Nothing. Basically nothing. It seems I've actually put myself on the spot many times and asked myself, what do you do? You know, what do you do, Z? Do you just sit there and look at yourself and say, hey, I'm doing good things? Like you'll stare at yourself in the mirror and go, what did I do? And then you'll remember all the stuff you did, and then you'll think, was it worth it? And if you can always tell yourself everything you did was totally worth it, then you're doing okay. But once you get to that point to where it becomes too mundane and you're not enjoying it anymore, then you can't work consistently like I do, you know? When you feel that what you're doing is no longer fun, that it is no longer enjoyable, and that you can't get behind it, you're not going to be able to spend all your time working on it. And I like to spend all my time working on it because I totally believe what I'm doing is going to make a difference someday. Maybe not as big of a difference now as I would like it to, but someday it's definitely going to make a difference in somebody's lives, and probably already has.
Oh, all right. Thank you so much for being here, Moneybag. Hope you had a good night, and thanks again for being here and
Bye, Mr.
following Z and
Moneybag.
everybody. Make sure that you do get in on CGN. It's an amazing network. There's actually a link below. And of course, you know, we have this one, and make sure that you follow Z too. All right. Thanks, honey. Have a good night. Too hot here for alcohol? That's funny. Yeah, well, we're not drinking tonight. Wednesday night, though. Wednesday night we will drink because Wednesday night is Creed. Again, just an update. Tomorrow we have Stevie Franchise, who just so happens to be a Twitch employee. So make sure that you guys are here for that. And that's at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And Z, you should be here too after your raid, of
Thank you,
course.
Forellis.
Yeah, of course, after your raid, make sure you come in and check him out. Because if there's any questions that you have for, you know, a Twitch employee, make sure you have those ready, guys. There will be a few, of course, that he will not be able to answer. All right, Unreliable. See you later, hun.
Saddening.
Have a good one.
When they can't answer questions, just no good.
Well, I know a few of the questions that they're not allowed to answer, and it's because it's mostly an alpha or beta for stuff. So those are the ones that we're not allowed to talk about. But either way. All right. So this is a question that I love to ask everybody that I have on here.
Okay.
And now this next question can pertain to you yourself or somebody that you have rated or somebody that you've like just been in their stream or anything like that. But I want to know, what is your most outrageous Twitch moment that you've ever experienced?
The most outrageous, in like a good or bad way?
Either way, or you could tell us as many as you want. You got plenty of time.
Maybe I'll go good and bad.
Okay, do it.
Sounds like a good one. So, I actually told you this one. I'm going to start off with the bad so I can end on a high note. We had one time where we raided somebody, and this was a big raid, by the way. Like, this was one of our biggest CGN raids we had done in weeks. It's like, this is going to be a freaking good one. And we jumped into that person's chat. We started to raid them, and they banned every single one of us. And that was probably the worst moment we'd ever had. You know, I mean, it was so sad. Everybody who was there, were so turned off by the fact that we had just raided someone who banned every single one of us that a lot of them never came back. It really put that bad of a taste in their mouth to say, like, fuck these raids. I'm not going to do them ever again because of this one bad moment. So
Unseen, I remember that.
it
Wait,
was
what?
that was the worst. That's probably the worst moment we'd had.
That's funny. Yeah, if Alice is like, why? Why? Yeah, that is horrible. Like, I absolutely, if somebody did that to me, I'd be like, unfollow, peace out. Or like my command, I don't know if you still have the volume up on my stream or not. If you don't, I won't pop the command, but I I have a command that plays the most hilarious soundbite that I actually put on there because of Outlast. I don't know. Do you have the volume on in your headset for the stream?
Yeah, but it's okay. Go
All right,
ahead.
here. I'll pop this just so you can listen to it. Hold on.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks.
You're being like we're trolls.
I'ma just grab my stuff and leave.
Deuces.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Nope.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Alright then. I don't know what the fuck just happened, but I don't really care. I'ma get the fuck up out of here. Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Yeah, I have. That's like one of my favorite commands. It's pretty funny. Like getting rated is the nicest compliment. Yeah, right? Absolutely. And of course, you guys know that any of you guys that support both myself and Ghost, at the end of his stream, if you're live, chances are, if I haven't rated or if we haven't rated you, you'll get a Ghost and Shell raid. It's gonna happen sooner or later. Yeah, no, okay, so just so that you could tell what War is talking about, when I played South Park, I got to the point, I don't know if you've played it yet or not, Z, but I got to the point where I was in the spaceship
Oh, yeah.
and I was about in tears because I was live. And I was like, I can't stream this. I'm like, this is freaking horrible. I was about to cry. Like, this is horrible. I'm
A
like, I
lot
gotta
of people
go.
have actually been like uh banned for that scene.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I
mean,
seriously, I stopped the stream as soon as I could. I'm like, Ghost, I'm done. You got to get your shit started. I'm done. I've got to get out of here. I'm like, I cannot stream this anymore. I'm done. Like, I was about to cry. As soon as my stream ended, I went directly to um, my feed and I deleted any South Park stream that I had. I deleted them all. I'm like, nope, I'm out of here. I'm not doing it. Not gonna happen. That was horrible. No, seriously, Sinister. When I said don't stream the game, I meant it. Don't stream the game. I know you streamed it yesterday. I saw it pop up. Don't stream it. It's
you
horrible.
here's the thing. If you do stream it, you have to like be very cautious of what you're streaming. Yes, and Arcane basically just threw it out there. That is the one thing that Twitch is kind of like against. If you stream that, there is a possibility if someone was to report you while you were doing it, that you would be in trouble because it's not really supposed to be in there. But it is not. I don't believe South Park is on the bans list.
No,
It isn't.
but it's one of the fairly newer games too, because I know
Yeah.
that there's is it a GTA that spans or not a GTA? Which one is that? Maybe it is one of the Grand Theft Autos that spans that you're not allowed to stream because of some of
Don't
the
believe
sexual
so.
nude scenes or the scenes with the hookers or something in it. I don't remember which one it is, but there's quite a few parts, and even though it's cartoon based, I would say it's a little too risky, especially if you do not have your mature audience label on it. If you don't have a mature audience label on it, you're absolutely DZ. What's up? How are you? Yes, that it is. GTA 4 with the strip joints. If you guys do not follow DZ live on Twitch, here's his link. Make sure that you do. He's an amazing partnered streamer. If you guys have not seen his interview, you need to see it. There it is. Anyway, so those of you guys that are just joining us, I want to let you know this is ZHECK. He's the founder of CGN. Um, Make sure that you guys do join up with CGN. Here's our links and his. But yeah, so what was your best outrageous moment then?
Um, Let me think. So it's a lot harder to name the like best moment than it was to name the worst moment,
Well, the
because the
worst
worst
ones
moment
always
affected
stick.
us so badly, you know.
Right.
um, Dang. I'm actually going to go with a fairly recent thing. It's probably not the best moment, but it's the best one that I can come up with on the
Mhm.
spot. And we had a bunch of people recently beta test a game by a developer who came to the website. And we had lots of them stream all at the same time, with the developer streaming with them as well. And that was probably one of the best moments, because to me it felt like such a stepping stone to be able to bring these gamers into to take a game that probably wouldn't have gotten a lot of exposure, but give it a lot of exposure through many different CGN channels all at one time, and really get the people behind, or the developers behind, the idea that CGN's a useful website to use. Because, as I've told people, the more developer friends you have, probably the easier your job's going to be in the gaming industry.
That's awesome. Do you have any other outrageous moments? Anything that you've witnessed that was like shocking or
Um, in terms of like shocking moments, no, I can't name of anything that's just totally, utterly shocked me. But there has been some really good dance sequences that we've seen due to our challenges. So
oh, you have people get up and dance?
we've had a few dance challenges before, so those are pretty enthralling.
Yeah, don't ever ask me to do that because I'm literally like right up against the wall. There's like no room.
So
That's
I'm gonna write that down.
yeah.
Rochelle dance.
How am I going? I'm like I can't dance. I can't dance. There's no room. I'm like right up against my. Oh, this isn't a rubber room. I was gonna say I'm right in the rubber room. Yeah, no, I took that down. Anyway, that's pretty awesome though. You have lots, but you won't tell. Oh gosh, unseen. I'm scared.
We did have someone sing "It Was Raining Men."
Oh
That was
my
a.
goodness.
We've had people sing. We've had people dance. We've had people eat food. Literally, like I don't.
So eating food, how do you feel about
Social eating.
the new social eating?
So social eating started as a. I'm not sure. I'm probably sure some of you are aware of this by now, but it started off as a very Eastern Asian thing. It's mainly Korean. It's something that was going on over there that became fairly large, and Twitch wants to buy into that market because it's very, um, I don't know, it's a fairly large market nowadays, so they want to get into it. So they started saying, "Hey, we want social eating on here as well." They've talked to a few of these websites that were streaming social eating, them obviously being the largest streaming website out there. And they told some of those people who were getting consistent amount of viewers, if you came over to Twitch, we would provide, you would have a better chance of getting even more people. So here they came, and it's probably good that they have, because obviously there's a lot more people that will watch it. But I think also the community's in a bit of shock as well, because it's totally diverse and different from what we're used to in the Western world. And I don't think it's even something that we could really understand in the Western world yet, until we literally throw ourselves into it. So I guess, on my opinion, I kind of enjoy seeing that it is now something that is part of Twitch.
Yeah, no, see, I didn't know about it until I popped into one of our awesome Safe Zone streamers. CVTech actually. He was taking a break in between one game and he wanted to take a 15-minute break, but he didn't want to go away from the computer. So he added
Right.
it to the social eating, grabbed a bag of chips and a bottle of water, and he sat there and he said, "All right, I'm having salt and water or something like that, chips and water." And he said it to social eating, and I'm like, "Are you kidding me right now? Is this is a thing? Like what?" Yeah, so I have to say I'm not quite sure what to think about it, but I didn't realize that that was a thing overseas, that that was something
Right.
that they actually do. Um, I know that there are quite a few YouTubers that do the eating challenges and stuff like that. What kind of challenges, like food wise, would you offer someone if you went in their stream and they had the social eating up?
That's a good question. We actually can't do that.
Why?
It is against Twitch's rules to have eating challenges in the social eating category. So we would not be allowed to challenge somebody. And if anyone found out that we had
Right.
challenged somebody in the social eating category, I assume we could be held, you know, in trouble for that one. Find they would find us guilty,
Of
even
course.
if we didn't mean to. Um, yeah. I think there may even be people in the social eating that are doing it for challenges right now because it is such a new category that they really don't understand the rules or the terms of service that Twitch has laid forth for them, saying that you can't do eating challenges. So there probably is. I think even in the creative, they've still had a few people who are doing full blown out concerts and parties and DJing when they clearly state you can't do that. You're not supposed to anyway.
Right.
So
Dragonspire, thank you so much for the host. You're amazing. Um, yeah, one of the very first, Finch, thank you for the host. You're awesome. One of the first interviews that I actually did was a guitar player overseas.
right,
And one of his goals for Twitch was to be able to take his laptop and a hotspot with him to all of his shows and live stream behind the scenes with the band and like their shows and stuff like
right.
that. I didn't realize that that was something that you weren't supposed to do.
Yeah, and he probably doesn't know
Right. I
that
should
you're not
make sure I
really
talk to
supposed to
him.
do that.
Yeah, I'll make sure that I
Um,
talk to him about that.
and I don't think it's such a minor thing. Twitch says you're not supposed to, but it is not like a rule that if you break it, you're banned. It's a we told you not to do it, but if you do it, we're going to warn you, and if we have to continuously warn you, we're going to ban you for it. So I don't know. He could. It's. I wouldn't. I'm not gonna say he should do it at all, but it's definitely something that if you're not aware of it, they will give sympathy to you. Yeah, I mean, but you could ask the Twitch employee tomorrow how he feels, and he will probably tell you, "I wouldn't do it, but I I doubt anybody's really going to say too much."
Yeah, and see there's so much to Twitch that I can't wait to get Stevie on here tomorrow. It's gonna be awesome. So yeah, it's gonna be freaking awesome. I can't wait to ask him some of those questions. Yeah, Zach, 70 new followers. We love you too. That's the reason why we're here. It's the safe zone's a great place for you guys to build your community, and that's one of the reasons that I was like so on Z to get him on here so that you guys could see what CGN is all about because CGN is one of the better communities, well, best community actually that I've ever found social network wise for Twitch. I mean, it's such a great place for everyone to come together.
Hmm.
Um, I have to say personally, thank you so much for everything that you've done for everybody in the community
You're
because
welcome.
it's amazing. It's really, really amazing. And this network you have started, oh, thank you so much, Zach. I'm glad to have you here. So tell me, what is your greatest gaming achievement besides CGN?
Ooh, greatest gaming achievement.
Hmm.
Hmm. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm gonna go with maybe the fact that I've never gotten a platinum trophy on all in the since the beginning of the PS3. That's my best achievement. Never earned a platinum trophy in all those games.
Yeah, that's absolutely right, Fenj. CGN is a family, and I love it. Um, Phoenix, I do have a troll command. Remember, Phoenix? I love my troll command. It's pretty funny. See what's up, baby? How are you? Um, Now I do have to say, Unseen, I love it. Hey, Unseen, why don't you pop up one of the shout me commands, hun? It's here. Stream. Wait, wrong freaking chat. Control. There. Use those. Make sure that you guys are all shouting yourselves out. Make sure you guys are all following each other, and don't just follow each other. Go into each other's streams, support each other, hang out with each other, show each other love. That's what we're all about here. So, oh shit. Give me just 1 second. I'm sorry. This is my brother. My nephew's not doing very well. Hold on.
Okay. You finally got to me. Well, I assume while she's busy, I can answer questions. Maybe some questions. So give me the worst question you can think of. Save the good ones for Q&A.
Sorry about that. Well, my brother, my nephew's not been doing very good. He's waiting on, thank you, Unseen. My nephew's waiting on surgery, which could potentially kill him. So,
oh my.
Yeah. Well, he's been, you haven't really been around here very much. My nephew has cancer, and he's gone through. I've given him 3 bone marrow transplants. My sister-in-law's given him 2 stem cell transplants, and he has an obstruction that they have to go in and surgically fix, and his immune system's way too low that it's
terrible.
It might not do very good. So here, actually, there's your update, guys. There's the update for Tori. For all of you guys that have been around. Yeah, so any money that you guys do donate, it goes directly to my brother and sister-in-law to take care of the family and everything that my nephew needs along that line. So make sure that you guys pray for him. He needs a lot of it. It's my nephew, Frellis. Thank you, honey. You're welcome, Unseen. I appreciate you using that. And I have one last question for you before we open up for questions. What advice do you have for all of these viewers?
Advice for the viewers? Be you. Be you. I've learned the hard way. I have learned that even at a young age, that you just have to be yourself. Because if you try and be somebody else, you're going to end up doing something wrong. You're going to mess up. People are going to call you out for it. They're not going to take you seriously. So do it and listen to your gut many times. If you don't think something sounds right to you, if you think it's a bad idea, don't do it. I mean, we've been in many situations, even with CGN, where we've had people come to us with these wonderful, most brilliant offers, and you look at them and you go, something doesn't seem right. And many times we don't take it, and we're never upset that we don't take them. Even if the company goes off to do great things, we're never upset we didn't take it, because when you choose not to take something, you basically just diminish it from your mind and say, we didn't miss anything there. And if they do go on to do great things, then you can say, oh, well, maybe it was something we should have taken into consideration, but at the time it didn't seem like it. So we didn't miss anything. But if you had gotten involved with them and they turned out to do something bad, then you're in a situation where you're hurting. So do what you think is right and be yourself.
That's amazing, amazing advice for everybody, and I couldn't I couldn't even begin to say how important it is that they listen to that because that's amazing. Fent, those are actually all on timers. The shout me command only works once every hour, and the fuck me command works every 30 or every 60 minutes. So you could only use them every now and then. Let's see, for Rellis, what was the hardest thing about setting up CGN?
Getting the people. Building the website was the easiest part. Getting the people there was the hardest thing you've ever done in your life. You know, to literally bring people around your idea and make them believe that what your idea is worth their time is literally like cutting their arms off. You know, how do you convince somebody that what you're doing is worth their time without basically having to twist their arm until they finally get there? And once they do, they really enjoy it, but it takes so much. You know, when I first built the website, I would have thought that was the hardest thing. I literally sat back and said to myself, this is probably the hardest thing I will ever do. And now, over a year later, I say to myself, that was the easiest thing. I wish I could go back to that because what I do now is so much harder.
Yeah, I couldn't agree. And even Ghost said I believe that 100%. Yeah, absolutely. Building a following is really hard. And you know what it took for me was one day, I think I had followed. I think I had followed Unseen, and he's like, "Hey, why don't you check out CGN?" And we were talking on Twitter back and forth, and so I went. I set up a site on CGN, and he's like, "Now check this out." He's like, "Post something and tag me, or tag CGN and CGN girls." And I was like, "I did," and it was like my phone, ding, 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 ding. I'm like, "Damn, are you kidding me right now?" And then like I said, I started playing with the CGN site, and I'm like, "Wow, this is really cool." Um, one other question that I have, and I will open up the floor right now to all of you guys, any of you guys in the chat, if you have questions for Z.
Save zone.
C and Son, thank you so much for the host. You're amazing. Get your questions ready now. I do have one question for you that I didn't ask. Um, your system of like ranking for CGN. Like I think I'm still a noob. Um,
Oh, right.
how does that go by followers or by
It's
likes
based
or?
on point, or it's based on post.
Mhm.
Yeah, it is based entirely on post. So if you have one post, you're a one-hit wonder. You know, you have one post, so you're a one-hit wonder. If you have 5 posts, I think you're like a rookie. 10 posts, 15, 20. It goes all the way up to 500, and that's like the stopping point right now. I mean, later it'll obviously be way more than that, but for now, 500 is your starting point,
Right.
or that's the ending point, and I think that's like master or something silly. But we really don't have any idea as to what we're going to do with that ranking system. But I think later I'm going to figure out something to do something with the ranking system. For now, it means absolutely nothing other than you have a title under your name that says one hit wonder or noob or rookie. You know?
Right. Yeah, I think mine's a noob. I was like, what the hell does this work? I'm like, I'm on here all the time. Where do you see CGN in 3 years?
3 years time. Okay, so at the end of this March 13th of next year will be year 2. Um, in 3 years, I'm going to start from that point. I see CGN, judging by our numbers, ranked
Just
in a
10,000 strong, right?
right now it's about 10,000 strong. I see us ranking wise being in the top 100 websites in the world. That's where I see us. Because as of right now, we're ranked about 105,000. We were ranked 72 million. So we've brought it a way down.
Oh yeah.
And once we reach about, I don't know, probably we're going to strive for top 100. And that's not going to be enough though. You know, once I reach top 100, it's going to be, well, now we have to take it further. You know, it's always going to be a continuously growing, evolving effort, because I never want to sit back and say this is enough, we've got everything we need, because there's always something that could be done to make it better.
Right. Speed wants to know, what advice can you give to new streamers? And I have to say, those goals though, man, Damn those goals.
What advice can I give to new streamers? I think the biggest thing that I can give to new streamers, or the biggest advice, is to really advertise yourself. You know, when you're a brand new streamer, you are thrown into that bucket of all the new streamers. And we're talking when I think new streamers, I think literally 90% of Twitch. You know, that's basically 90% of Twitch is new or small streamers. You got to get yourself and climb yourself out of this bucket. But while you're trying to climb out of that bucket, everybody's going to be trying to pull you right back down into it. So you have to do something they haven't seen before to get yourself on the outside, to show yourself that you are different from the hundreds of other thousands of people that are all doing the exact same thing. And me and Trey talked about this today. After watching so many streams over the 2 years, I have literally said to myself that there are only a few streamers that I can say on hand that have really shown me something different than the rest of the other streamers are doing. You know, everybody plays their games, and there's nothing wrong with it, but you got to give people a reason to watch you. I mean, you have to remember that these are people just like you. They have bills to pay, and they've got mouths to feed, and you got to give them a reason to take time out of their day to come watch you. So you got to give them a pretty good reason to do it. And if you don't have a fairly good reason, you're not going to grow. You may grow slowly. You may get to that point to where you think, you know, hey, I'm doing all right, but you're gonna hit a plateau, and that's gonna be it.
Wow, he inspired me. That's awesome, Maria. Let's see. Here's one for you. Would you rather fight a horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses?
100 duck-sized horses or a horse-sized duck.
Right.
Whew. I'm gonna go with the horse-sized duck because it's just one, and I think even though it's horse-sized, I still have a chance.
And then he says, Daddy Warbucks asking the real questions that matter. That's brilliant.
You're welcome, everyone.
Yeah, that was brilliant. Who would win that fight, though, Z?
Between me and the duck?
Yeah.
Probably the duck. You know, I'm not very large, so.
That's an amazing pep talk. It really was, Maria. Again, if you guys are not familiar with Z, here's his information and here's his partner.
If you're not familiar with me, I'm a long-haired person that enjoys walks on the beach, and I'm currently
single?
No, I'm
Z for president.
Yeah.
Unseen. Yes, let's see. Who was that just hosted? Carnage. Thank you again for the host. Yeah, and again, if you guys do want your own interview, make sure that you guys get in that queue, because currently, right this minute, and this might change because we might have to do 2 a week. We're doing 3 a week this week. Interviews for streamers are backed all the way up till November 11th. So make sure that you guys get in on those interviews. Great way to get your name out there. It made you cry, though. No, don't cry.
No crying.
Where do you find beaches in Kentucky?
Well, we have more water than Florida, so there's a lot of them. It's all lakes and rivers, though, so.
Nice guy said this ain't Match.com, Z.
Yeah.
Well, no.
You hit me up on Tinder.
It's Safe Zone Harmony? No. It's that SZ Harmony? That's funny. Yeah, no. So you guys heard that, ladies. Z is single.
Safe zone.
Ready
Andy,
to
thank you
mingle.
so much for the host. Ready to mingle. And he's in Kentucky. Yeah. And he doesn't even have that real deep Kentucky accent either.
I suppose I don't.
No, you really no. I figured you were south, but I figured like right close nearby me. But yeah, I get accused of hiding my accent all the time. See, if you came to the UK, I'd buy you a pint.
I'd buy you a pint as well, man.
That's awesome for Alice. Daddy Warbucks, you like men? I'm fuzzy and cuddly.
No, I'm sorry, Daddy Warbucks.
Dropping those
But I'd
pancakes.
hang out with you any day.
Alright. Do they serve good chicken in
Here?
in Kentucky?
Yeah, I'd hope so.
Hi, Kosh. What's up, honey? Yeah, that KFC really
Speaking of
isn't that.
which,
Yeah.
um, this is a bit of a segue. But speaking of KFC, in on the eastern half of the world in Japan, KFC is not seen as a very fast food type restaurant. It's actually something that is pretty profound. And during World War II, when the men and women we were fighting over there were based in Okinawa, they would on Christmas they all went to KFC to eat. So the people of Japan go to KFC on Christmas. It is a big thing. It's really it's kind of breathtaking, really. That we look at KFC and we think, fast food, chicken. That's what we think. It's just most people try and stay away from it because it's greasy. It's things that obviously aren't healthy for you. But that isn't. They see it as almost like a thing that you do just for special occasions, and it blows your mind. And even sometimes around here, the Colonel's home is a little bit like that. It's a sit down restaurant that is not fast food. There's no buffet. There's no drive through. Nothing like that. It's very different.
That's absurd. I'd never even thought
Yeah.
of anything like that. Like I know of there are some people here in Ohio at least that like there's like this huge community of people and I know this sounds ridiculous, but they go to what is it called? Um with the sliders, what is it called?
Oh, White
White
Castle.
Castle. They go to White
Yeah.
Castle for Valentine's Day. And I know
Yeah.
that White
Yeah.
Castle does like they put like tablecloths over all their tables and they put like candles on them and like they make them very romantic and I'm thinking
Yeah.
really White Castles for Valentine's Day, are you kidding me? That's funny. Oh, you're from Ohio too, Daddy Warbucks. Next time I have an Ohio meet and greet and Unseen, you and I need to get back together again and set up a CGN meet and greet for Ohio because I think that's starting to get big. um, we need to figure out everybody from CGN. What do you think of that? Would you
What do
come
I think
up
of?
if you're in Kentucky? Like you're awful close. Would you come
Oh,
up
absolutely.
for a CGN meet and greet if
Oh,
we
of
put one
course.
together?
Yeah.
Would you
Yeah. No
really?
problem.
You heard it, Unseen. We gotta do this, Trey. We gotta get her done, honey. Wow, I have so many text messages. What do you want me to look at, Punk? Oh, thanks for letting me know that, honey.
You don't have a White Castle in Utah. It's odd.
What?
I didn't know that.
That's ridiculous. No White Castles? Like, what's
No,
your
and it's
favorite
it's.
restaurant?
I don't know. No White Castles in Utah. I mean, I've been to Vegas. I would have figured, they had a giant White Castle, an actual castle that was white in Vegas. So I figured out west they had White Castle, but maybe I'm totally wrong.
Hmm, that's crazy. You'd be up for a UK CGM meet and greet? That'd be awesome.
It's a possibility. There's a good amount of UK people on CGN.
That's awesome. Yeah, so you heard it, Unseen. We got some work to do. We totally got some work to do. I can't wait. I'd love, and I know he and I had talked about it before about doing an Ohio meetup for everybody in Ohio. So, and I live in the exact center of Ohio, so it'd be the perfect place to do it, right?
There you go.
All right. Maybe, equal distance for everybody. Um, what other questions do you guys have? All
You're
right,
welcome.
Zach, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you coming in. Oh my god. Um, yeah, that's not good. Just something just happened to one of my mods. It's not good.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's not good. I'll tell you later about it. Oh, a super long one. Let me see if I can find it. Wait. Poochie. Where? I don't know where it's at. Can you repost it, Poochie? Yep, you're one state away. So it's actually from Kentucky to here. I think it's only like 2.5, 3 hours. So
Yeah, it's not very far.
yeah, it's not very far because I'm geographical center. So you could actually shoot straight up 23 and then jump straight across 521 and you'd be here. Easy as that. UK and Pines. Why am I so awesome? Because I'm awesome. No, Z, that's the answer to it. Say, why are you so awesome? It's the answer. Say, because
Well,
I'm awesome.
well, yeah, I guess because I'm awesome. That's the number one thing. If I had to put myself on a scale from on like how awesome I actually am, blue being the greatest and red being the worst, I would probably be like a burgundy or something. Like that would be how good I actually am.
Nah, nah. I mean, you got to look at yourself in a whole perspective and not from just what you see yourself as. You need to look at what you're doing for not just you, but for everyone around you. I mean, what you do for this community is amazing. Um, Absolutely amazing. You close to you're all the way down in Texas. Well, Mr. B, you better start to driving, honey. It's horrible. It's hot. That's why. Leeds? Where? I don't know where Leeds is. Yes, you should have war. Absolutely. Damn it, you German. That's funny. Yeah, absolutely. Um, yeah, so what is your favorite restaurant?
Mm. Panda Express.
Panda? 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 Panda?
Panda Express. Fast food restaurant, Panda Express. That is my favorite restaurant to go when I'm in a quick. I have time. I have to get my food and go. Panda Express. I really enjoy it. Um, Now, if I had to pick a sit-down restaurant, I'm gonna pick like Red Lobster or something.
That's
That's
awesome.
probably.
Yeah,
I enjoy seafood, so.
if you come up to Ohio for a meet and greet, I promise you, I will take you to the best Chinese restaurant in Ohio. All right. Oh no, it will show on my chat because see, it's on my chat. See, all right, here it is. Um, Poochie wants to know. He says I began streaming back in January, and I've grown 284 as of today. I've un or I've upgraded most of my gear, and I've pretty great setup, and I've learned how to network and reach out. Um, and that has helped me tremendously. And at what point do I start saying I'm new to streaming? Should I go by length of time, or now that I am past 250, or what should I consider myself? I feel like I'm the terrible two stage of my streaming. I've never pictured getting to this point aside from networking. What other advice do you give someone like myself with growing momentum so that it doesn't slow down and plateau? That's a fantastic question.
It's a long question, but it's a
It,
good one. And I
it
think the
is.
first question in there was, when do I stop considering myself a new streamer?
Yes.
And whenever you think you are no longer a new streamer, you know, no one can judge when somebody is a new streamer. Oh yeah, of course people are gonna judge you. I mean, they're gonna be like, "You're not a new streamer. You've got 2,000 followers or something." And it's like, well, I feel like I'm a new streamer still, so I'm calling myself a new streamer. And I guess for somebody who doesn't want to plateau or like tabletop or become that, once you get to that level, you can't go any further. I guess it's finding that thing that sets you apart from people. I mean, what sets you apart from another streamer that you may know? Your best friend. And it can be your best friend. Competition is good. You look at your best friend and you say to yourself, me and my best friend, we stream fairly similar. But what sets me apart from my friend? What makes me say, you know, this is me and this is them and this is why you should watch me instead of watching them. I mean, maybe you don't want you want your friend to succeed, obviously, but you gotta have something that makes you you and have people care about you. So I guess it's an inner thing, no one can tell you what it is. You have to kind of figure it out on your own. And I guess people could help you along the way. You could probably talk to some kind of therapist, really, and they could say, this is you, this is what you do, and this is what you like to do, and they could help you in that regards. But it's not really. I think you would still have to personally tell yourself, like, this is who I am, and this is what I want everyone to see, and this is who I'd like everyone to, I would like everyone to emulate me as well. You know?
That's amazing. And just to add a little bit to that, I know for the longest time I said that I was a new streamer because I started in November, or
Right.
actually in October. So I really haven't been streaming that long. I just upgraded my Crowdfire message to say from I'm a new streamer to I'm a growing streamer.
Yeah.
I and I personally, I don't believe that you'll ever plateau. As long as you keep at it and as long as you keep up with your passions, you will continue to grow
Yeah.
and expand. And I mean, that's what CGN is about, is helping you expand. And that's what the safe zone is about, is helping you expand. So
Right.
just keep up with your dreams.
Yeah, and that's a good thing. I mean, like you said, as long as you continue to do more and continue to do, I I think that's where it becomes that tabletop or plateau effect, is that you've got your system that's working, but you don't take it any further. Like, that's your system, you're sticking to it. This is what you've always done, and you do not upgrade anymore. You don't get the a bot that's going to make more people connected. You don't get this kind of stuff. You just say, this is my stream and this is where I end. And I'm content with what I've grown into. That's when you tabletop off. That's when it all ends for you. You may see yourself grow, but your viewership's not going to go up. And we all know that though follower counts are great, viewership is what it's really based upon. A new streamer could have 70 viewers, and you feel that person who has 70 viewers is far ahead somebody who may have been doing it for 2 years and only has 5. It's maybe they're not ahead in terms of experience, but they're ahead in terms of getting ahead. Like, they already have the people there watching them. They've grown that following without ever, just because of their personality. And that plays a lot into many things. You have to see yourself. You can't run it day by day. You have to have a goal, and you have to continue to strive for something. And once you reach that goal, make a new goal.
See, Flying Flapper wants to know what is classified as a small streamer. I'm on 1.2K, and I still think I'm small. Others think differently.
Right. Yeah, I've heard this one as well. Even with like hashtags, or people use small streamer or something like that, and somebody will call someone out and say, "You're not a small streamer. Look, you've got over 1,000." Well, it comes down to, do you consider yourself a small streamer? If I've got 1,000 followers, but I still consider myself a small streamer, do you consider yourself that? Me personally, I look at CGN and I think we are a baby. I know nobody else would look at it and probably think that, but I think we are in our baby steps. We are just taking our first steps. We are nowhere near what we are possibly going to be. And others would look at it and say, like, wow, I can't believe that this could actually change even more. But you have to look at it that way. If you don't, then you're not going to improve. If you think that that's your end goal, and once you end your goal, that's it, then you've finished. You've defeated yourself, and you can't do that.
That's amazing. Maria wants to know, when you die, what
When I
goals do
die,
you want to have had accomplished?
I hope I've helped enough people that they will come to my funeral. That is all that I ask. I'd actually thought about that. I was like, 50, 60 years from now, when I do die, am I going to say to myself, was it, people are going to talk about me. That's when the fun really begins. When people start to talk about you and they say, what he did, was it worth it in the end? And if you can say to yourself, if they can say what he did was totally worth it, then you've made it. You have made it where people also agree with your ideas. But if you've spent your entire life and you get to that end and somebody says everything he worked for didn't really mean anything, he's just another person, then you've wasted your time. And you only have so much time here, so try and use it the best you can.
That's amazing advice. It really is. Koss said, in your opinion, what sets you apart from other streamers? Do you still stream or just occasionally?
Do I stream?
Yeah.
Oh, so yeah, I'm actually going to start streaming again really soon because I got my PC.
Yay.
I took it to the shop. It's a really nice PC, by the way.
Yay.
And I'm going to pick that up probably, I keep saying tomorrow, and I never get a call to say that it's finished. So I'm not going to say tomorrow this time. I'm going to say 2 days from now. But watch, 2 days from now will roll along, and they still won't have called me, so I don't know when I'm getting the damn thing back.
Wow.
There was a question, though, that I totally missed.
What sets you apart from other streamers?
Yeah, what sets people apart from other streamers? There's a few people that I have seen that have really set themselves apart. There was a guy one time, older member, who he doesn't stream anymore, but he set himself apart from the rest of the people because of who he was. He was a very, very, very emotional person. I mean, that is literally the best way to start off. That is what he was, and he was gothic. Okay? So his personality and his outward appearance it matched fairly well, and people gravitated to it. It was something they had not seen before. It's not the normal person you would consider a gamer. You look at them and you say, this person plays games? It's like, I gotta watch them. I want to see how much of a gamer they really are. And then you see that this person was really good at video games and played them fairly consistently and could hold a conversation. But it kept you enthralled because it was so different. And people love to gravitate to the different. What's not the cultural norm, they look at and they go, wow, that's something I really want to get behind. Like, I've never seen it before. I mean, it's like a car wreck. A car wreck happens in front of you, and you don't want to see it because it's like, that's the thing that it's painful to watch. You don't want to see it, but you can't turn your head because it's so different. It's not something you see in normal day life. And it's out of curiosity that we keep our eyes peeled to these types of things, and it's what sets you apart from the rest of the world. I hate to use of a train wreck or a car wreck as a analogy, but those are the things in our real world that we can compare to it, metaphorically speaking. Yeah,
it's very close. Let's see, there was another one. Finch, have a good night if you haven't already left. Farella says, my only worry, Z, is do you think having a PC and OBS is key to trying to grow? I mainly stream off console. Before you answer, I want to say DZ Live on Twitch is a dear friend of mine. I'm the voice of his stream. He's partnered streamer. You know how many times that he streams, he calls it native from his consoles.
Right.
If a partner streamer can do it, you can too. How do you feel about that?
So I used to actually be on one side of the fence before, and I used to say you could not make it without doing it on PC, or at least having a capture software. I used to say that. Now, no, I don't believe that way. I used to believe in material ideas, like if you didn't have the great lighting, if you didn't have the best voice, if you didn't have, that, you know, passion to continue to do it, you wouldn't make it. But and I still somewhat believe in the whole personality as well. But I don't think it limits you for the fact that you're on console. I think it hinders you in terms of you may want to go above and beyond, and you will find yourself in a situation where you cannot go above and beyond, because the PlayStation itself limits you to they've rarely updated, or the Xbox One limits you to where they rarely update it, and that's the best you're going to get.
Okay.
But do I consider it something that is going to stop you from growing in the beginning? Absolutely not. I know that there are people who have streamed from their consoles and have grown up to 10, 15,000 followers and will keep thousands of people in their streams at all times. And though they have all those people in their streams, they say to themselves at some point in time, I want to take it a bit further because this is probably the best I can achieve with what software or hardware I have. And at that point, that's when you say, okay, I need this, I want to do this, I'm going to get all the stuff that I need in order to do it. And so, no, do I say it's going to hinder you at first? Absolutely not. It'll probably be years. And the chance that you'll even make it years is fairly slim on Twitch. I think it's something like 90% of all Twitch streamers quit within the first 6 months. I mean, that's a huge amount of people that literally just stop streaming.
Give up.
Yeah, just totally give up. So, no. I mean, that's what you were dealt. That's the hand you were dealt, and you got to work with it. You got to get yourself somewhere and continue to go from there.
Right. Let's see. I have to read this to you because this was amazing. I don't know if you saw it or not. Maria said, "Oh my God, why is he single?" Like, oh my God, he knows how to say words and inspiration. Aw, did we make you blush?
No.
No. Oh, jeez. I'm just messing with you.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, there's my answer. I don't know.
I'm like, what? 5 Mufasa, Cleveland, the Reaper, and Darth Vader. Yeah, you are totally that, Sen. Totally, totally that, dear. I don't know if you've ever heard War Room Cult Gaming.
Yeah.
He does so many different voices. It's hilarious.
Yeah. I actually have an alternate. I think War Room Gaming does the same thing as well, where I have an alternate personality. And I think you've probably seen the Twitch account, or not Twitch account, Twitter account.
Right.
That is considered my bad side, because I don't really have a bad side, but I like to pretend I do. So I have this Twitter account where all I do is run around and insult people who tag me in things, and it's a whole lot of fun. I mean, I guess it's just a fun way to let loose and say the stuff that I would never say anywhere else.
Because I play on Xbox and I often play with some of my viewers, people are adding me as friends on Xbox. What should I do if people start messaging me all the time just to chat? How do I approach it gently without making someone mad and potentially losing someone who watches?
I've battled with this on CGN. So I'm on CGN every day, and of course anybody who has been a member of CGN knows that I am friends with every single member on CGN. So that means I'm friends with 10,000 people.
Right.
Who are consistently coming to the website every day.
Right.
So I get tons of messages. How do you take all those messages and not read all of them, but let them down? And the answer is you ignore them. That is how. If you read them and don't respond, people are going to be upset. But if you ignore them, they're not going to care. I mean, they know you're busy, and they will say, I totally understand. But if you take time out of your day to read that message and not respond, that's pretty low,
Yeah, right.
People know that you have time that you know that you do not have that amount of time on your hands, and people will understand that. Some people will not understand that. They don't think of you in the same way they think of themselves. They try to think of you as somebody different, and you don't need to pull them back to earth and be like, listen, you have to understand that I've got a life and things like that. That's just going to cause an argument. It's just, let it alone. You'll get to them eventually, and when you do, you'll do your best to help them. All that matters.
Yeah, and like Ka said, you could always turn off your notifications on Xbox.
This is true.
I didn't get it. I mean, I go through, and I know you probably, like, you and I talked about this, Ghost, and I literally spend, and something that a lot of you guys don't understand, Z spends his whole day, 12 to 18 hours a day, on
Hmm.
Twitch and CGN and Twitter and,
Twitter,
yeah,
Facebook. I'm there.
exactly. Ghost and I do the same thing. We literally 18 hours a day. This is what we do.
Hmm.
This is
From
this.
8 a.m. to 12 p.m. every
Yep.
day.
This doesn't come easily, and if you guys want to grow, you have to work at it. You can't just expect the world to fall in your lap. You have to work at it. So let's see. I couldn't stream again this week because of all my orders from all you wonderful people. Oh, Punk, we love you, and we love Punk's paracord. See how cool that is? Oh my God! Look, it's clear. How cool is that?
You
That's
know.
funny. Let's see. I think a lot of different, or you think it's a lot different for female streamers than male streamers when it comes to adding people and having people message you
Yeah,
just to shoot the shit.
yeah, yeah. I would say that. I mean, I know men, and I know men want to talk to women. And I know that there are more men playing video games than there are women playing video games. So, of course, when there's that one woman, they're going to be curious and they're going to do everything they can to try and talk to her. I mean, you can see, it's not it's not even a thing that, I mean, we should even be embarrassed about. People are like, "Oh, no, don't even try it." It is what it is. I mean, and I feel bad. I really do for some of the female friends that I have who play video games because they go through a totally different way of life than I will ever experience.
Amen. Amen. Any of you guys that have ever been in Ghost Stream, which is most of you, any of you guys that ever been in Ghost Stream, after everything's calmed down and I start looking at my hundreds of Twitter messages, I know you guys can hear it when I start getting flustered. Most of the time, I get flustered because I get the, oh God, you're so beautiful. Can you be my girlfriend? And I just want to be your man. And I love you. And can you come marry me? And I'm like, bleh. It's horrible. I mean, I love you guys.
Isn't that fun?
I love all of you guys, and I don't mind the compliments and the banter, but some people just take it way too slow. Yeah, speedache twitchdate.com or twitchdate.com. Yeah, right. They think this is freaking eHarmony and shit.
There's really nothing to say about it. They gravitate to people who like the same things as them, and they assume that everybody else is going to like them because they like themselves.
Daddy
That's
Warbucks.
just not how the world works.
Oh yeah, no, that's hilarious. Daddy Warbucks. Oh my God, could he be my girlfriend? And can I be your man? Not you, Shell him. Can I have more of your insanity, Shell? Yeah, Sin, if I could give you my insanity, honey, I would just throw straight jackets at you, baby, right away. I do want your nudes. I love your nudes. So if you haven't, like, if you've been watching the stream, when I do interviews, you can see all the chat behind me. So Punk likes to send me whispers of nudes. So it comes up purple behind me. Nudes, 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 all the way up behind me. It's great. I love it. It's freaking great. I love girls, especially the George Foreman. What? Oh, you love Wills. I was like, what? The hell are you talking about? Aw, we love you too, Strike. Don't forget DZ. DZ needs to be in that too. So, to be honest, if you're looking, or if you're a good looking woman, you'll have viewers and gain followers quickly. I I don't know how you feel about that, but I have to tell you guys, I didn't start streaming with my camera until April. And honestly, I made it past 1,000 viewers before I started using my camera.
Right. But
So,
I think what speed means is that there are people that are not doing it the way you do. People
right,
gravitate to you and they follow you because they enjoy your content.
right.
They're not doing that for these people. What I think the people he's trying to mean, ones that people would call the booby streamers.
Yeah, the Twitch whores.
That's yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I have issues with them.
Oh, I bet so.
Well,
Everybody has issues with them.
yeah. Anybody, in my opinion, and I know DZ and I have had this conversation quite a few times, it's a shortcut.
Yeah.
Women that lower their camera so that all you see is cleavage. I'm like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I've worn some low cut shirts, but you see from here up. You don't see anything else. My camera doesn't move.
Mhm.
This is where it stays. If I go in your stream and you're a female and all I see is cleavage, I'm out. Because I'd rather see or the women that have like 90% of it them and this little teensy tiny box of game. I can't
Right.
stand that. Yeah. Aw, Strike, that's so nice of you. Nice guy. I can't stand Twitch whores. Exactly. It triggers me. Yeah, it really does. And I mean, but in their defense, guys, and this is coming from someone who absolutely hates it. And Z, I'm sure you're going to agree with me on this.
I
In their
probably will.
defense, these females that go out and take these shortcuts, okay, they do what works for them.
Mhm.
Me personally, I'm a people person. I'm an entertainer. I'm a singer. I get up on stage all the time. I've done it since I was a little girl. I'm used to this. These girls that use their tits to get follows, they use what works for them. So I have
Right.
to hand it to them. Good for them for doing that. And I'm sure you agree with me because I mean, I can't stand it, but it
Yeah, I
works.
mean, you're right. They use what works for them, and at the same, you can't knock them for using what they have, but at the same time, if you don't, if you're against it and you say, I don't like it and I don't want to act that way, and I don't think the community should act that way, we have to blame both sides. You have to blame the men who are watching them, because let's face it, it's men. All right, that's and you can blame them as well. And you don't blame them to the extent that we're going to have a witch hunt, we're going to burn all of them. No, but you do let them know your opinion, and they will let you know your opinion, and we can have a discourse about it, and we can find out what the problem is and maybe come up with a solution.
Right. And to add on to that, I started my Twitch account in April of last year. Streamed for a week and quit. The reason that I quit was because I got trolled by the Twitch whore seekers. The ones that come in and they treat you like a whore. I
Right.
mean, if you look down at
Hmm.
my rules, it says straight up, if you're here to treat me like a whore, see ya. You're gone. It doesn't happen. We had somebody come in a couple weeks ago and asked if this necklace around my neck meant that I was a black belt in um, sucking something.
Oh, okay.
Instantly banned. I mean,
Right.
seriously, gone. I didn't even have a chance to even see what they had said before my mods were like, fuck you, you're out of here.
Hmm.
So, for any of you female streamers that are watching, the best advice that I could give you is don't give a shit. All right? Seriously, don't let them get to you because that's what they're going to do. That's what they're looking for.
It's their goal.
Yeah, they look for a
If,
reaction.
hmm
Um, I know when I have trolls in here, if my mods don't take care of it before I do, I thank them for being here and say, thanks, you just boosted my follower count or my viewer count. I appreciate you being here. How do you handle trolls?
Unlike CGN.
Do you get trolls on CGN?
Oh yeah, every day.
How do you handle them?
um, I ignore them. But ignore them. I don't respond to them, and I just ban them. Because if I show them any reaction at all, they're going to assume that they can get a reaction out of me in numbers, you know? They come one at a time, then obviously I take care of it. And I could probably say my 2 cents and knock them off, but they would see that 2 cents that I've left and they would say, what if we brought 50 all at one time? Maybe we could really get him to make a video on YouTube or something to really say, hey, stop, trolling my website. That's what they want. So I don't even pay them any attention and I just ban them. And I don't laugh at them or nothing. It's just, they weren't here for what the community is about, so they shouldn't be here. And they're gone.
Well, what do they do to you?
Well, being a website, you run into the spam more often than you run into trolls. But a lot of the ones, my favorite ones are the ones that come in and say, what's your terms of service? So I give them the link to the terms of service, and they'll read it, and they say, this is illegal, I'm going to ban you, we're going to send you to the DMCA, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm calling a lawyer, I'm doing this. It's like, those are the normal trolls that you get, and those are the ones that you just you get rid of them. At first, I used to think they were true. They were honest people trying to really help me out, and I found out they weren't. They are just people trying to get on my nerves and waste my time, and they were looking for those reactions, and at first they got them, and then I came to realize that is what they want out of me, is to work and think that I have a problem here when I really don't.
Yeah, and that's amazing that you can even do that, because they I'm sure that it gets monotonous having them come in over and over and over again.
Oh, yeah.
Like that. Yeah,
it's sort of easy to take care of, spam was a problem for a little while. People used to make bot accounts. So you get the CAPTCHAs, the things where people have to type in silly stuff in order to get through to the next page, That blocks most of the trolls, or not trolls, but spam trolls, people who are there to cause problems. And then once you get, then they get a little smarter, and they say, okay, well, we'll type in the information and then let our bot do its thing. No, I'm going to check that bot. I'm going to watch for mouse movements. I'm going to, try and message them, and if they don't respond, then I'm going to assume that they're probably not real. And you got to just keep track of it. You got to evolve as they evolve, because they're going to evolve a little quicker than you are.
Do you have a system set in place to actually ban people from the site?
Oh yeah, I think we've banned about 40 to 50,000 accounts.
Seriously, that's a lot.
It's a lot. But it's because they're spam, and when a website gets popular and it starts getting shared around other places, people want to bring their spam bots in just so they can say crap. And many times the spam is so good that people won't even know that it's spam. We've had people make introductions before that was totally spam, and I've had people respond to it and say things like, welcome to CGN, hope you enjoy it here, and they'll be like, guys, it's not real. It's not human. And they're like, how do you know? And it's like, look, read it again. Read every word that they typed, and then see that link that they put at the end. That one that takes you to a Prada purse website. They're not real.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's funny. So do you have a lot of these spammers that try to get your community to go to their website? Is that their main purpose?
That's what spam is. Spam is come in, post your link, and hope people click it. And that's all they do. When you have a community that is about posting things, they're going to come in, post their link, and hope people click it. And you have to get rid of it, because if you don't, nip it in the bud early on, you're going to end up with a problem where everyone's going to do it. They think, hey, I made it through. Now I'm going to tell my friend, hey, go here. And then they tell their friend, and it becomes a problem. Then you've got a problem where you have to disable thousands and thousands of accounts all in 1 week and lose tons of subscribers. Like, for example, how YouTube just recently did. They removed, I think, 1 million accounts because they were all considered bots or spam. and people lost subscribers. Well, they wouldn't have lost subscribers if they would have taken care of it in the first place, when it had happened. But they didn't want to. So they let it go on for so long that now people are wondering why they've lost so many subscribers. Why did I lose 1,000 subscribers overnight? Well, that's because YouTube didn't want to do their job back then and decided to procrastinate.
Right. That's sad, really, but it happened.
Mm-hmm.
Frella says, I posted something on CGN about view botting and an account I came about last night using a view bot. What is your views on them? I hate streamers that use them. It's not fair on other growing streamers.
Yeah, so I hate view botting as much as any other person. One, because it doesn't help anybody. That is the number one thing I hate about view botting, is that it's a fraudulent system to start. The person that is view botting you is making all the money. And what you're getting out of it is just bad representation. You're being shown to have 100 viewers, but when somebody comes and enters your stream, they expect there to be 100 viewers there, and instead they're not seeing that. They are seeing 4 people, and they are obviously showing yourself off as somebody who is not trustworthy at that point. So how are you expected to, if you've partnered up, as a streamer, if you're part of any affiliate programs like with Razer or with other websites that sell things, how do you expect people to buy from you when they can't take you seriously on your viewer count? The probably most important thing that you have on Twitch.
Right. Now, do you believe, just your own personal opinion, what's more important to you? How many followers you have, or how many viewers that you have chatting with you? And
Viewers.
I was going to say, because you could have 20 people in your stream and nobody talking, or you could have
Right.
5 people in your stream and everybody's talking. What would be more important?
Well, it goes hand in hand, because when I say viewers, I mean active viewers. I don't mean people that are just, that are false viewers, somebody who's not really there, or a bot, or something along those lines. If that person's not actively engaged in your community, then they're not an active member within your community. So they can call themselves a viewer all they want, but in reality, they're not giving anything to your stream. They're not providing any content to it to make it any bigger than it is.
Right.
I'm not against the idea of lurking, though. Lurkers are cool. Lurkers bring your numbers up, and lurkers, having higher numbers obviously puts you at a higher percentage of people viewing you. But at the same time, if your chat is consistent of just lurkers or people who are or bots, lurkers and bots are essentially the same thing, except one is real human and has the potential to talk at some point. The other one is just a program. Lurkers are great because they bring up your numbers, but a lurker is not an active member, actively engaged in your community at that moment. I'm not saying that they're not active all the time, but they're not active at that moment. So they're not adding anything to the stream other than a number. And then when you think back on it, you say, does a number really mean anything if they're not actively engaged? And in reality, no, it doesn't. It doesn't mean anything at all because, it's just a number.
Ghost, thanks for posting that. Thank you so much. Ghost and I are actually like some of the biggest lurkers ever. We'll go into a stream, we'll say, hey, what's up? Sometimes we won't even say hi, we'll just sit there and watch.
Yeah.
But we do that because we're working on everything else at the same time.
I do the
so
same
you
thing.
Can't do, like, I try so hard to tab in and out, and I'm like, oh, it's so frustrating. Do you find yourself doing that too? Because, you spend as many
I do the
hours.
same exact thing. I do the same exact thing, and I'm speaking, in terms that I know what I do is the exact thing that I speak against. Like, I'm not really speaking against it. I'm not against lurking. It's just I would prefer somebody that's not lurking over somebody that is.
Right.
And but I am a total lurker. I am guilty of that. I do it all the time because I am busy, but I still want to show my support. And I know that I am still somewhat showing some support. It may not be the support that they want, it may not be the support that they need, but it is some support that I am trying to give, and I'm doing my best to do it. So I'm putting it out there rather than not putting it out there. It's always better to be there than not be there.
Oh, I absolutely will, Jacan or CN Sun. CN Sun actually is an amazing artist. So
Ooh.
if you ever want anything done, um, like drawn or whatever, C is amazing. Actually, and see, while we're on stream, I wanted to show you this. This is why I was so excited. I won a drawing that she did. She's giving away 8x10s of stuff that she's
Oh, very
drawn the other
nice.
day. And she drew a picture of Yoda. So I'm like sitting there and I'm
Oh,
like,
nice.
Yoda's a pimp. Oh, you can't see him because he's green. Damn it. See, like, Yoda's a pimp. Yeah, my little Yoda he's a little computer tabletopper, and you can't see him because he's green.
I see. Yeah, I see that.
That's hilarious. Um, and let's see. Yeah, and Walmire, that's exactly what we do. We listen to it in the background. You want to draw something for my nephew? All right. Just so you guys can see, this is a tattoo that I had done for my nephew. And see if there's ever anything fishing related that you want to do for my nephew, you have no idea how much he would appreciate that. It would be like his whole demeanor is fishing. So this tattoo, actually, one of the managers of my stream team, Kapow, did this tattoo.
Oh,
Um,
tattoo artist.
yeah. XX
Yeah.
tattoo artist, XX. Yes. He's actually the one that did it. Um, he only lives like 45 minutes away. The night that I
Right.
met him, he's like, hey, if there's ever anything you need done, let me know. And I'm like, well, I need something drawn for my nephew, but it depends on where you're at. And he's like, oh, I'm in Central Ohio, and I'm like, no shit. And it comes to find out that he actually lives in the town that I shop in. So we set it up. He drew it for me, and he did it for me. And of course, it's the leukemia ribbon. Jacana, thank you so much for the host. You're amazing. Fishing for compliments. No, Frellis, I'm not. But yeah, he did that for, and Tat is amazing. I love Tat. He's a great guy. He's been very, very busy at the shop though.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, he did that for me. So if there's anything fishing wise that you want to do for him, he'd love that. You're still hearing the podcast. You're just quiet, Strike? Aw.
Mhm.
You're beating one of your favorite games. What game are you playing? Alright, so I have to ask you.
Okay.
You never answered me earlier. Did you want to do the Are You Addicted or not?
Wait, what?
The Are You Addicted questionnaire that I have to see if you're addicted to gaming.
Oh, I don't even remember hearing about this, but yes, I will do it.
Oh, yeah, guys, you heard it. All right, so let me pull this up real quick. This is going to be fun. Make sure that you guys get whatever other questions that you have out. Get all those questions out. And I guess we're going to see if Z is addicted to gaming or not.
Okay, if I'm addicted.
If you're addicted to gaming. Now, typically, for a Wednesday night streamer interview, after we do the Are You Addicted segment of our yeah, JP's always like already like, yep, addicted. um, but after we do the Are You Addicted segment, we always go over to my partner stream where you get to play a game with them, which is freaking so much fun because I didn't
Okay.
really tell you this, but the interviews are done here so that we can get to know you as a streamer, or in your case, as a network provider or a community manager, whatever you want to call yourself.
Well, I'm a politician.
There you go. President Z in a house. Stevie franchise in the house. Hey, you guys, I want to tell you. Check this out. Stevie is tomorrow night's interview. Make sure that you check him out. He'll be here 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to interview Stevie Franchise. Amazing. It's going to be so much fun. So, after we do the regular ones, we get to know you as a streamer, we get to know you as a person, we get to know you as a gamer. And then we go over and get to watch you
Okay.
play. So, that's how we do normal ones. So, if you ever get a chance to check out one of my Wednesday night streams, you'll love them. Um, and again, like I said, tomorrow night we have Stevie Franchise in the house. He's a Twitch staff member. Um, so make sure that you guys get your questions ready for him. All right, Z, are you ready? Find out if you're
I'm
addicted or
ready.
not? All right.
I'm ready to go.
All right. So you could elaborate on these or you could just answer yes or no. You guys in the chat, you know how this works. You're going to answer along with us and then when we're done, you're going to decide if he's addicted or not. All right. So,
Oh.
oh, I know you get to be like putting that's why you're in the victim seat, honey. Stevie Franchise. Here, I'll be gentle with you, baby. You're all right. Here is his link again. All right, so do you often relive gaming experiences or think about future ones?
All the time. Like, I mean, it is my life, so I have consistently thinking about video games and sometimes wish I could be just in a video game world. You know? It just seems I'd like to get out of my world sometimes and just live a video game world. It'd be amazing to me.
I love that answer. You're the first one that's actually ever even said that part. I love that. That's true honesty. Have you ever hidden or lied about your gaming?
Oh, probably all the time. I mean, I mean, in all seriousness, yeah, probably all the time. When I was in high school, I played sports, and I didn't want to tell anybody I played video games, and I maybe not even I hid it on purpose. I just didn't tell anybody I played video games because I was playing sports. So when people asked what you did, I said, "Oh, I play sports." Didn't tell them I played video games.
Well,
I
there were
didn't think
sports
it fucking
games.
mattered.
All right.
Yeah.
Perfect. Timoteo, I think I said that right. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the Safe Zone. Make sure that you follow my partner, Ghost GT27. He's the other half of the Safe Zone. Without him, this would not be possible. Dedish wants to know what game would you choose? Or what game world?
Oh, to live in?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I don't know.
Ooh.
You put me on the spot on a question I'm not ready for. um, Grand Theft Auto. Yeah. Throw me in Grand Theft Auto. Let me see how I last.
Oh, that's funny. All right, so
8
just
minutes.
outlast. No, Maria. No. Fuck this shit. I'm out. Bye bye. No. And elaborate on that. Would you do missions or you just run around and kill things or kill people?
There's going to be missions in the world too? Oh, man.
I mean, you said you wanted to be in GTA.
I did say that.
And GTA does have both sides where you could do
Are my
free
missions
play.
going to be the same missions as the normal missions, or do I get my own, like, personal missions?
It depends on which one you go into, I guess.
Oh, good question.
And which GTA would you go in?
Okay, I want to go in GTA Vice City.
Okay.
I want all of Tommy's missions, just take out all the guns and just give me like a sword or something, because I really wouldn't want to get shot anytime soon.
That's amazing. I love it. What game character would you like to play in a film?
A video game character in a film? Well, give me Harry Mason from Silent Hill because he wasn't in the movie. Hand me him. He was hidden, by the way. I don't know if you've seen the Silent Hill series, but like the movie, it's the exact opposite as it is in the video game. Harry Mason was the man. He tries to find his daughter. In the game, it's the mother trying to find the daughter, and Harry Mason has disappeared and still living in the normal world. So, yeah, I'll be him. Take his spot.
That's brilliant. All right, so do you ever get angry when
Every day.
someone or something interrupts a game?
Oh, yeah. All the time. Yeah, absolutely. Life, having to eat food, just, yeah, anything that interrupts my joy probably makes me angry at some form.
That's hilarious. Chris Tap 18, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the Safe Zone. Make sure that you follow my partner Ghost GT27. He's the other half of the Safe Zone. Without him, this would not be possible. Have you ever taken a break from gaming and binged uncontrollably upon your return?
Have I ever taken a break? Yes. Yes, I have. And when I came back, did I binge uncontrollably? No. No, I can't say I have. My personality doesn't allow me to stay focused to something that long. I mean, maybe I can stay focused to the long term, yes, but in terms of like if I start playing a game, you give me 3 hours and I'm done playing that game. I can't play it anymore. I have to go do something else. So I've never really been able to just binge play. I couldn't do a 12 or 24-hour stream, by the way, because I'd get bored and have to switch games.
That's
No,
that's
Maria,
the 80. That's the ADD gamer.
Yeah.
Oh, it's funny. And Stevie, while you're in here, make sure you pay attention to these questions. These are you addicted? Don't think you're getting out of this. I will hit you with these tomorrow. So no, you wouldn't do a 100-hour stream?
No, I would make it a 12. I could probably do 12 hours, but you would have to give me like alcohol or something because I'm not gonna make it.
All right, Flapper. See you later, honey. Have a good night. Make sure you shout yourself out before you leave. What's the longest stream you've ever done?
Stream?
Mm-hmm.
maybe 6 hours. That's the most.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean that's like maximum.
Laugh scared you, Dragon. You should know this by now. That's hilarious. All right, so when you get upset, do you soothe yourself with video gaming or plans to play a game?
Ooh. It can flip-flop. I could be upset with the game, and then I have to find a way to get away from the game. So, in that situation, I will go play an instrument, because that's the only thing that makes me happy at that point.
Ooh, what do you
When
play?
I'm upset with the real world, outside of the gaming world, because they're totally different, by the way, I'm going to go play a video game to get myself out of that situation where I don't want to be in that slump anymore.
What's up, Trell? That makes sense. What instruments do you play?
Guitar and piano.
I'm a pianist.
Started piano when I was young. Started guitar when I was in like middle school.
Nice. Yeah, I actually went to college for piano.
A music major.
Yeah.
I was an arts major myself.
What's the
until
worst?
I got into computers.
Yeah, right. And then you're just like, fuck life. This is life. This is real life here. Maria wants to know, what's the worst game you ever played?
I knew I was going to be asked this question, and I forgot the name. I think it's called Stalin versus the Aliens.
Oh, jeez.
I think that's the name of the game.
That-
yeah, I know. It's a
that
terrible
sounds
game.
bad,
By the way.
yeah.
That is the worst game I've ever played, but it's on purpose. The game was created to be terrible, and I didn't get the joke when I played that.
Speedic, we'll get to that question in just a minute. Don't stream while drinking. Well, nice guy. Tune in on Wednesday, honey. All right. Do you find yourself gaming early in the morning?
Early in the morning as in staying up very late, or early in the morning as in waking up early?
I didn't put a limitation on it.
Okay, so both,
Okay.
I guess. I find myself playing video games sometimes early in the mornings because the website is not very active at that time. So that's my only time to play games, where I don't have to worry about somebody messaging me. And then I play early in the mornings, very early, very late at night, because website's not very active during that time period. So whenever that website's not active, you will catch me playing video games.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
I mean, really. Do you find ways to game when you're away from home?
Yeah, I have a PS Vita. I have a Nintendo 3DS. I am consistently playing them everywhere I go. Um, I have my phone with me, and I have Android games, or from the Google Play Store that I play all the time. And I try to, as the website gets larger and bigger, obviously I can't play them as much as I used to, but I do my best. So yeah, I have a game on me everywhere I go, and if I don't have a game on me, I'll find a game.
All right, Stevie, love you so much. Thank you so much for
Bye,
coming in
Stevie.
here one more time. Here's your link. Make sure that you check Stevie out. He'll be here tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And Terrell is another Ohio native. Awesome. You join up into CGN. We're going to make up a CGN meetup in Ohio. Um, I don't know when and I don't know where, but it's going to happen, isn't it, Z?
Yeah, yeah. We can actually get that set up if it's a goal.
Yeah, it actually it's been a goal since I found out that Unseen was here. From the first night that Trey and I were talking on Twitter and he introduced me to CGN, I was straight up like, well, hell yeah, let's have a freaking meet and greet.
Yeah, if we can
And
do it, if anybody wants to do it, we will get it set up
yeah,
because that's not too
absolutely.
hard.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
we
just an
can.
email away from every member on the website.
Yeah, right. We can totally get this set up. So, we'll have to talk later about this, because it sounds amazing. It really does. I'd love to meet up with all of the Ohio streamers. It'd be freaking fantastic. Do you find way? Oh, I already asked you that one. Duh. Do you set limits with gaming and then break them, playing hours longer than you intended?
Yeah, probably every day. I was playing Sherlock Holmes today, and I said I was only going to play 2 hours, and I ended up playing for 4. So, no, I don't stick to my own stuff even when I say I'm going to stick to my own stuff.
Do you lose sleep to gaming?
I lose sleep to CGN. I wouldn't lose sleep to gaming, but now that I have CGN, I lose sleep to it because I consider it more important. To, so, yeah, I will take time away from gaming to work with CGN, and I will lose sleep over it and not even feel bad about it. I don't look at it as a bad thing, and others would look at me and say, it's not, you shouldn't do that. It's going to hurt you later on down the road. Take it from me, I'm an older human being. Yeah. For
Yeah.
now, I just kind of pretend I don't listen to them.
Well, honey, I'm older than you, and I'll tell
Everyone's
you,
older than me.
but I'll tell you this. I don't sleep. You could ask my partner. I never ever sleep. Yeah, it sings the safe zone. Don't you love it? Let's see. Intense Eagle, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the safe zone. Make sure that you follow my partner Ghost GT27. He's the other half of the safe zone. Without him, none of this would be possible. Make sure here's his link. All amazing questions, right? Um, let's see. Have you ever, and honestly, just to elaborate on what you said, and you try to say you don't lose sleep to gaming, but you lose it to CGN. If you think about it, CGN is
Is gaming,
gaming.
right?
It
Yeah.
has, because this
So
doesn't just pertain to streaming or anything. This pertains to your overall gaming.
the industry itself,
Yeah, exactly.
right?
Exactly. So you do lose sleep to gaming.
Oh yeah.
Have you ever called in sick? And this is your whole life. Have you ever called in sick or late to work or skipped classes to game?
Hmm. Maybe as a kid, when you're a younger kid, middle school, elementary school, you would get a brand new game and you would tell your mother that I'm sick. Oh my gosh. That terrible mom take care of me, get me a washcloth, put it on my forehead bullshit, and then when she leaves, you hop up and start playing video games. And I did that.
I think we all did.
Yeah, as an adult, no, I can't say for certain that I have. When I got into college, I tried to focus entirely on my studies, and there was probably times where I did jump away and would take a day off. I don't remember missing any classes though, so but I probably ran late because I was playing a game and just didn't want to step away.
That show's a vampire. Shh, don't tell anyone, Jackrabbit. That's funny. Sleep is for the weak, and no, there ain't no
Absolutely.
rest for the wicked. What's up, King Spade? All right, so have you sworn off a game, uninstalled it, and then later returned to it?
Um, well, actually, Gamer Biker, I could say that because I don't currently work for anybody but myself. So, yeah, if I had, I would totally tell you, but I haven't. What was your question again, though? Because I answered his.
No, you're fine. Have you sworn off a game, uninstalled it, and then later returned to it?
H1Z1 and DayZ. Yeah. Both.
That was like the quickest answer. Yep, duh, duh, bleh. That's funny. I've uninstalled H1 so many times.
No. I'll get upset. Well, not really upset. I get upset with an update or a patch or something silly. I uninstall it and then 2 months later come right back to it. It's I don't know.
Hilarious. H1C1 and Daisy. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel guilt and shame around your gaming?
Yeah, I used to. I definitely did. I used to assume that it was not anything that anyone would take seriously, and that I could, if I wanted to make a career out of it, I would just have to be a gaming developer. But even then, only a small amount of people would even take me seriously. Now I just don't care. If people don't take me seriously, my family members, friends, local community, it's all right. Other people do, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, and as long as you're doing what you love, and this goes for all
Right.
of you guys, as long as you do what you love and what makes you happy, then you can say that you lived a full life.
Exactly.
If you live your life day to day doing something that makes you miserable, what the hell's the point?
Not worth it.
Exactly.
Like I
Did-
said, if people show up at your funeral, you know you made it.
Exactly. If you have people to haunt, no. Does gaming contribute to arguments in your relationships?
No. Well, shit. Maybe, maybe not. There's been times where we would talk about, in past relationships I've had, where I would talk with certain people about games and their ideas, like what they felt the story was trying to tell them and what I felt the story was trying to tell them. And we would not agree on what the story was actually about. But I think that's because we're looking too far into it. And that was kind of our problem, was when you get so much into the game that you think the game is telling you something that it's really not. Or then you can definitely cause an argument there. But anymore, no, I wouldn't say so.
And again, ladies, Z is single.
This is true.
Has gaming taken the place of many hobbies or sports that you otherwise used to enjoy?
Yeah, I used to play, I was telling you in high school, I used to play sports. I used to run track, I used to run cross country, I used to wrestle. I was a jock. I mean, I have a letterman's jacket with, 5 varsity letters on it. I went to college on a scholarship. Like that was my life, and I gave it all up. And yeah, gaming stole my
regrets.
life from me. Yeah, that's the one thing I could say. Gaming stole my life. I used to have a different life altogether. I would probably be buff and cool.
That's funny. Quick Flame, thank you so much for the follow up with the Safe Zone. Make sure that you follow my partner, Ghost GT27. He's the other half of the Safe Zone. Without him, none of this would be possible. And I love this comment that Dietrich just said. Outside sucks, the graphics are terrible, and the NPCs are assholes.
Yeah.
And Ferella said, what's the best game that you ever played? And he already answered that one, but you go ahead and answer it again.
Oh, what is the best game you've ever played? Dynasty Warriors is my favorite game. I don't know if it's the best game I've ever played, but it is my favorite game. So That's what I'm going to say. That one straight away.
I love that Maria said, "You're not a single, you're taken by the life of game."
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see. Do you forget appointments, responsibilities, or deadlines at work or school or real life when gaming?
Do I forget? Yeah, probably all the time. I actually have a dentist appointment that I totally forgot about. That I got a text message today from my dentist and told me I have to come in and have my 6 month checkup, and I said, oh yeah, I totally forgot about that one.
Whoops.
Glad you reminded me.
Yeah, I write all of my appointments down on, and I can't show you this name, but I write all my appointments down on this whiteboard, and you can see right here's one that says that my partner had an appointment at 5 or on Friday.
Right.
Just so that I could remember this stuff. Have your hours of spent gaming increased over time?
No, probably decreased. Over time, I would definitely say my hours playing video games would decrease because as a kid, I played them all the time. Then I got into sports and I played them even less. Now I play video games only when I have time to play video games because I work on the website. So I think as time goes on, one of these days I may not even play them anymore. May just talk about them.
Well, and I mean, in a game industry perspective, I think I have to disagree with you. I think that your hours have increased because you're spending 18 hours plus a day working
Well,
in
yeah,
the
in the
industry.
entire
Yeah,
industry,
right.
then yeah, playing games, no. But in the industry, learning about games and talking about them, I definitely know more about them today than I used to. And so, yeah, I will definitely agree there and say I am working way more in the gaming industry than I used to work.
Right.
I mean, I'm working now. I mean, that's a new one for me in general.
Poochie wants to know, do you play Minecraft at all?
Yeah, I do. We used to have a Minecraft server actually, and we kind of got rid of it, not because people quit playing on it, but just because I didn't have any time to run it, and I couldn't find anybody else who wanted to run it, so it's not there anymore. Will it ever open again? Probably, but I got a few more things I want to build first.
That's good. Do you blow off social events to game? Or,
Yeah.
in your case, to be involved in the gaming
Yeah,
industry?
all the time. I've blown off entire weddings to game, So,
And I think you were telling me earlier that you were driving somewhere and you stopped on the side of the freeway or something just to do a raid for CGN.
oh yeah, we were. So my sister is married to a Marine, and he was stationed at Fort Lost in the Woods, way out there in Missouri. I call it Fort Lost in the Woods. It's Fort Leonard Wood, but I call it Fort Lost in the Woods because it's nowhere near anything. And on the way there's a raid. We always do them at 3 p.m. And I knew I wasn't going to get there until 3 p.m., so I told my sister, we are going to stop right before 3 p.m. I do not care where we are. And she said she didn't believe me. But I really did it because, we had to run that raid. I had to make sure it happened, so stopped right on the side of the road, ran the raid from my phone, then continued driving on.
That's dedication.
Yeah.
See, this is what you guys get when you join the CGN community. I mean, this is what you get. I mean, dedication. That's love right there, guys. Have you lost contact with friends or family since gaming?
Probably since I quit sports, I lost more friends. So yeah, I mean, I turned away sports to play video games, and I literally lost every jock friend I ever had because they don't play video games. They play sports. They play football. They play manly stuff,
Yeah, but they're
That's
all
what they-
drunk alcoholics and fat
you're
and
right.
ugly
Yeah.
now, so what's the point?
Well, no,
having
not
them?
yet. Mine are just getting into their partying phase
Oh,
because we're
yeah,
still
right.
young.
Yeah, that's
We're
right.
still young teenagers, so.
You'll see soon though, honey. You'll see soon. Do you have intense feelings such as highs, lows, anger, or fear while gaming?
Well, fear? Yes. If I'm playing a horror game, I'm scared to death. I won't even play them alone.
Mm,
I literally have to have somebody there to play. That way I can at least, have them walk through a door if I don't want to. Um,
that's
it's sad, right? No. Um, Happy emotions, absolutely. Anytime you beat a game, I mean, it's just probably one of the best things you can, it's do. It's a big accomplishment. Anytime you complete anything, you feel joy. Sadness, one game really got to me when I was a kid. It was Legend of Dragoon, and Levitz died. Levitz died, okay? Like, he was the character, and he got stabbed and died. That was the saddest moment probably in video game history, okay? Like,
oh,
he died. I mean, it's almost as bad as the girl from Final Fantasy dying. Like, when she died, that's a heartbreaker.
yeah.
You just lost it there.
Yeah, absolutely. I can totally agree. It's you get so
Yeah.
emotionally attached to what you're doing. It's hilarious. Do you eat while gaming or forget to eat while gaming?
All the time. Yeah, like I was saying, I get pissed off when I have to eat. So,
And I think that's freaking hilarious. Have you law or hold on? Are most of your friends gamers?
I'm sorry, I forgot Aerith's name. I'm sorry, Daddy Warbucks. I didn't remember.
Oh, oopsies.
Now I'm a phony.
No, that's funny.
A phony Final Fantasy
Uh,
fan.
He's
Final
a
Fantasy fan.
phony. That's freaking hilarious. Like
Oh,
when
I feel
Hope
so
dies in
bad.
the Mad Max game. Aw, King.
Oh, no, that's a bad one too.
Aw.
What about when you're from the first Mass Effect when you have to pick somebody to die?
Ugh.
Oh, is that not a heartbreaker? When you actually have to make the decision as to who's going to die, that's even worse.
Yeah, that is. It's got to be horrible. Are most of your friends gamers?
No, I have no friends anymore. Um, I mean, this was just recently that I basically gave up sports and decided that I was going to pursue a path in gaming. So do I have friends? No, I have none. I have myself and basically, like, some stuffed animals at this point. That's all I got.
Hey, you have all of us, so we'll be your friends. So we love
Right.
you. Oh God. Are gaming stories one of the most exciting topics of the conversation for you?
If I could get people to talk about them, absolutely. Um, but can't find anybody that plays video games around me. And if they do play video games, they don't tell anybody. It's still like where I live, it's still considered a thing where people just, don't stand up and say, I'm proud to be a gamer, because people will look at them and say, you should go work in a factory and make money for your family. Like that's, that's going to be the next line out of their mouth. So,
Yeah, I hear that from my mom all the time. Like, yeah, that's why I can't because I have 4 surgeries on my shoulder. So no, that's funny. Um, do you, let's see. Do you read many game-related guides or articles?
do I review mini game related
Do you
guides?
read many
Oh, do I
game?
read
Yeah.
minigame guides? Yeah, all the time. Especially if it's a RPG or something where I'm about to make a big decision.
Mm.
I'm a spoiler nut. I mean, I want to know what's the right decision. Which one should I make? So I will go read a walkthrough or a guide just to figure out if the decision I'm about to make is going to be good or not.
That's awesome.
Totally spoils the fun, but whatever. I don't care. You know?
Yeah, we are your friends, Ghost. We're your real friends. We're your
Oh, well, thank
family
you.
now. Let's see. Do you fear a life without gaming?
No. I mean, as of right now, it's my job. So it would put me in a very big hurt if I were to. But do I fear life without it? No, I mean, I know that I could go do other things and that I would be perfectly content with doing other things. But this is what I've chosen to do, and I wouldn't give it up for anything.
All right, I'm going to say this one is not just for gaming, but for the industry as well. Do you
Okay,
feel irritable and restless when you're away from the industry for some days?
8 seconds. Yeah, yeah, yeah. If I'm away more than 10 seconds, I'm picking up my phone and going like this and trying every way in the world to figure out what I've missed during those 8 seconds. I mean, it is my life. So if I if I miss anything, I feel like I have given up on all of you guys. I've let you down in some way because I'm not putting enough into it that I feel I should.
That's brilliant. Do you envy people who can game in moderation?
Yeah, maybe. I envy people that have 9 to 5s. I mean, yeah, I envy anybody that has a 9 to 5 job and lives in a home that is all they do. Go to work, come home, play your video games. I envy that lifestyle because it's simple. It's a simple lifestyle. And this is not a simple lifestyle. This is one where you're constantly, consistently having to make sure that you do not fail. And they don't have that. They have peace of mind knowing that they have a 401k, knowing that they have Social Security benefits, knowing that they have insurance, those kinds of things.
Yeah, well, I can see where that would come in.
Hmm.
Xbox love, like
Yeah.
sinister work
Hmm.
from home plus Xbox love. That's awesome. Do you prefer your game character's identity to your own? I think we touched on
Yeah.
this a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Some of the game characters have cool personalities. They're just you look at them and you're in awe that they could even get away with half the shit they get away with. It's like you try and live that in normal life. Like you try and don't ever try and take something you see in a video game and apply it to real life situations because it doesn't work. I know I've tried it many times. It just doesn't work. I have, I tried to steal a cop car and get away from a police officer just because I thought I was playing GTA, and it really didn't work, guys. It doesn't work at all.
That brings me to my next question. Have you ever stolen anything to aid to your gaming lifestyle?
No, I haven't. I've never stolen anything, but
That's
um,
funny.
Safe zone.
yeah, no, I haven't stolen anything to my gaming lifestyle to make it better. But I would say, I guess I can say this. There has been points when I was a kid that I would use my parents' money to buy me something without telling them that I was buying something, you know. And would I be punished for it? Absolutely, but I didn't care. I already had it at that point.
That's horrible.
Yeah, I don't do that, by the way, but I
Yeah,
did it.
we don't condone those.
Yeah.
Do you think your life might be much better without games?
With life, I mean, at that point, it's basically saying, would life be better without a job, or any money at all? Gee, no, I can't say that. Um, could I say if I picked a different career and I did something, less mandating, that life would be easier? Possibly, but I mean, they all come with their own problems, and no, I'm not going to give this up anytime soon.
That's good.
I'm going to ride it till the rails fall off,
That's
and then
awesome.
probably build new rails.
That's amazing. I love that attitude. That's freaking amazing. Do you find yourself bored with anything else in life?
Yeah, everything. Every single thing that I've ever done in my entire life, I will find myself bored of it within 6 months. You know, I think that's human nature. We start off with something, and then later on down the line, we're either bored with it or we need something more than what it is giving us. And we have to find some way to take it to the next level. So, yeah, I mean, I've been bored with gaming sometimes. You know, I've even been on websites where people talk about not playing games, like how much better your life would be when you aren't playing games anymore. And I sit there and listen to their discussions and literally say to myself, you know, would my life be easier without playing games? And then I say, no, absolutely not, because, you know, it may be easier, but I would have to go find another job, and I can't do that right now. You know, it's not in the cards. Well, I guess it is, but it's not something I'm going to go out and do. I'm not going to risk it.
Have you put spending on games ahead of your financial responsibilities?
Not at the moment. You know, I'm just now getting into financial responsibilities for myself. You know, I'm young, so making money other than the few jobs I had when I was a kid, well, not really a kid, as a teenager in high school and stuff, is totally different. Now I actually have to literally pay bills. So I'm very astute about what I keep record of, like what bills need to be paid. And if that bill needs to be paid, I make sure I have money to do it. And if I see that I can't buy a game, I just will not buy the game because I feel my bills are more important.
Makes sense. How old are you, by the way? If you don't mind us asking.
22 now.
Aw, he's such
I
a
know.
baby. Aw.
Yeah, 4 years of college, and then after college, basically, this is it, you know?
There you go. Girls, young, handsome, and single. Catch him.
I'll take the handsome part.
All right, now this is a stupid question because I can already see the answer. Have you gained weight since becoming a gamer?
No, my gosh, no. I've probably lost 30 pounds. Is the exact opposite for me. I used to be buff. That is so sad. I used to have muscles and stuff, and now I'm nothing.
Your thumbs are strong and your fingers are strong, though.
No, that's just an excuse I tell myself.
Have you ever felt remorse after a gaming binge?
Ooh. Yeah. I mean, probably because I felt that time could have been spent somewhere else. You know, doing something to help me out, you know, to better my life in some way, and what I've done really didn't better me. So yeah, I guess I can feel remorse. Do I look back on it all the time and just think I've ruined my life because of it? No. But you know, for a second, I will tell myself that was stupid. I won't do this again. But of course, I'm gonna do it again. You know, I'm not done. I'm not done fucking up. You know, I gotta fuck up some more.
Yeah, right? Have you suffered from any physical pains during intense gaming?
Ooh, physical pains? No, never. Yeah, no, never. No physical pains since I was. Well, I guess forever, really. You know, I haven't sat too long and gotten sores on my body or anything like that. So no.
All right, let's see. Have you suffered more? No, we already answered this one. Have you suffered more financial problems since obsessively gaming? Like,
No.
let's reiterate this a little bit. Have you
Yeah.
suffered more financial problems since investing in CGN?
No, I mean, I didn't have any money before CGN because, you know, I didn't have a job. Now I have money, so that's a big difference.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would love to say, like, it has brought me down. I mean, I don't even know why I would like to say that, you know? It's not really good to say that I would. No. That's just me. It's terrible. Don't say that.
It's
Don't
not
say
terrible. It's not terrible. That's amazing. I mean, I have to say, you're absolutely right, Ed. For only being 22 years old and creating something as dynamic as CGN and reaching 10,000 plus and bringing that many people together, that is a major accomplishment. I don't know very many 22-year-olds that can say, "Look at what I've done with my life. Look at what I've done."
Yeah.
I honestly, I have to give you kudos for days because that's just freaking amazing.
It's funny that you mentioned that because I see my friends, and like I was saying, we were the jocks that partied all the time, and now they're still partying, and here I am working, and they haven't got to the point like you were saying. When they get older, it's all going to come back and it's going to hurt them later on, but they haven't. It's not there yet. They're still the buff 20, 21, 22-year-old kids that that recently graduated high school not that long ago. And I've started my career already, and I kind of envy them because I feel like they've been able to live their life, while my life is going to be consistently doing this. And maybe my life is I won't have to worry so much about bills to pay and mouths to feed as they will, because they're sooner or later going to have to go out and get a job. Well, I don't have to. I've already started mine.
You're doing very, very well for yourself. I'm
Well,
very
thank
proud
you.
of you. Very proud of you. Jacana, have a good night. Make sure that you shout yourself out again before you go, honey. Yep, she already on it. Awesome. All right, so we have 5 more questions left. Let's see
Okay,
where
5
this
more
goes.
questions.
Yeah, 5 more questions left. When you want to spend time with friends, do you invite them over to game?
Well, I don't have any friends anymore. Close to me anyway. Um, so no, I don't invite them to play games. They would think I was silly. Um, I do have friends that I went to college with that some of them are still in college, and I chose to go the tech route, so I got finished with mine a little earlier. And I do sometimes go out and play tennis or basketball or something with them. I've even went out for runs. I've gotten from cross country team members and went out and ran with them at open runs. I've done mini marathons and stuff. So
That's amazing. Strike Boy, thank you so much for the host. You're amazing.
I don't go weightlifting anymore, though, as you all could probably notice.
It's all right. You
Yeah.
lift enough in your brain. You're fine. We forgive you. We love you anyway. Do you spend real money in game, like DLCs and
Oh, yeah,
skins
of
and
course.
stuff like that?
Yeah.
What's
I mean,
the
does World of
most you've?
Warcraft count?
Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go.
All right. Well, that's all you have to say. How much? Just an overall
Was that
guesstimation.
15 a month? Something like that? Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say just a guesstimation. How much have you spent total
Ooh,
on
over the
WoW?
years?
On WoW alone.
Oh, just on WoW. Not really that much on
Really?
WoW. Yeah, because I take breaks and I come in and out. So, I've never consistently played from the day I bought it to right now. I play for 6 months and then I quit. And then I'll come back, play for 4 months, and then I quit, and then play for 2, play for a year. Just that's been my life from the beginning of World of Warcraft. And I take it in spells, because that's the best way to play World of Warcraft, or that's what I'm going to continue to tell myself.
Mm. Yeah, and they are on timers. 30 minutes for the shout me and 60 minutes on the fuck me. All right, 3 questions left, and the last
3
questions.
to go.
Yeah, the last question's the most important one, so we'll see. All right, do you get angry and insulting with other players who make mistakes?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, and I'm bad from a competitive aspect. I am bad at blaming somebody else for their mistakes, you know? And I am bad about, I will blame myself, because I always blame myself. When I mess up, I'll come out and say, I messed up. It's my fault. I'm very sorry. I will try and make it up. When they mess up, they don't take responsibility for their actions. And that pisses me off. It's like, you
Right.
better take responsibility for fucking up, bro.
All right. Two left. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Have you ever tried limiting your game time by switching games?
Yes. Yeah, all the time. I mean, and that's the easiest answer to that question is all the time because I switch games consistently.
You're one of those. I would classify you as an ADD gamer
Yeah.
because you play for a little bit and then you're about done.
Yeah. I mean, that's my routine, and it's been my routine forever.
That's hilarious. All right, last question, and then it's
Okay.
up to you guys, the chat, to decide whether or not ZHECK is or is not addicted to video gaming. Z, are the people in your life worried about your gaming habits?
Not anymore. Not anymore. I can gladly say not anymore. You asked me a year ago if they thought I was a crazy fool that was going to totally waste his time and rot away. Yeah, but nowadays they see the money and they say, okay, maybe he wasn't as crazy as we thought he was. So they still don't like him, still hate video games, and they won't talk to him about me, but they won't deny the fact that I'm doing okay.
That's good. All right, guys, it's up to you, the Safe Zone followers. Spam the chat now. Addicted or not addicted? Spam it.
Hopefully I passed.
I want to
Did I
see
pass?
what you guys think about Z. Z, I have to tell you so much. Thank you
You're very
1,000
welcome.
times for being here with me tonight. You have been amazing. Everybody in here has absolutely loved you. Hopefully, we answered some of the questions that they had about CGN. Is there anything else that you'd like to tell us?
Ooh, yeah, I guess there's a lot of things I could tell you all. CGN 4.0 releases sometimes towards the end of July and maybe into early April. Shit, I don't know. It really depends. It could go all the way. It may not make it to the end of July. It could go past, but I really think that the CGN 4.0 update, which is a very big update, by the way, is going to bring tons and tons of new content and make things so much more easier than it's ever been before. And I hope to have it out by July. I may not make it, but I have to tell everybody, So, yeah. Get there now before it updates, because once it updates and we get out of here, you're gonna miss it. You don't want to miss the train because we're moving a little fast.
That's right. I'm on that train. And I'm glad that most of you guys are on there too. There again are our links to CGN. And here again is Z's links. Make sure that you check him out.
Woo!
Here is his partner.
Trayman.
And there is his partner. Make sure that you give Unseen proof of follow as well. He is Z's
You're better.
partner on CGN. Amazing guy. Another Ohio native, mind you. Make sure that you follow all these guys. They're friggin'
Yeah.
amazing. And get on CGN.
Now, do it now.
Do it now. Rochelle and I just do the same commands. What? What do we do?
No. Drop the same
Oh, did we?
command.
Great minds, Ghost. Great minds. All right, Z. I have to say thank you so much,
You're
so
very
much
welcome.
from the bottom of my heart for being here with us tonight. Hopefully, all of you guys enjoyed this stream. It has been an absolute phenomenon for me to have you on here. I cannot thank you enough.
You're very welcome.
Yeah,
Glad to be here.
I am so happy, and I can't wait until the next raid that I can actually remember to catch. I have it written down over here on my wall. It's written on my wall. Again, CGN raids every day at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and again at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you are a member of CGN, make sure that you have on your
Or even if
notifications.
you're not a member of CGN, go ahead.
Yeah, it's so
You know?
much fun.
Yeah, the
So
raids are
much
open
fun.
for everybody. You can be a guest.
Oh, yeah, it's, oh my goodness, so much fun. All right, guys, so this is when we go over to my partner, Ghost GT27 stream. Make sure that you guys all
Woo.
get in there. Before we go, no more using the bot. I need to move my beautiful little bot. Let's get her out of here. And that way I can spam the chat with raiders. Alright, guys. Alright, this is where we're going to go. I'm going to go ahead and post this link. You guys are going to go over there. I'm going to drop on the host. Love you guys. Z, thank you so much. Love you. Thank you for
Very
being
welcome.
here. Here's that site. Get gone.
Woo.
Alright, let me drop this host real quick. Love you guys. Peace out, yo.